The following live stream has been approved for restricted audiences only. It will definitely contain strong language and maybe some adult themes. Almost certainly. Viewer inebriation is advised.
Strong men create good times create weak men create hard times create strong men who take to live streams to teach men to be strong men. Tonight, if you are a man who wants to learn to be more manly, or if you are a woman who loves and values men, this is the place to be, because my special guest bartender tonight is Rancor Steve, and his Manorama stream on Rumble is bringing the testosterone. And if you think there's anything toxic about that, well, take it up with Mother Nature. She spent millions of years perfecting the human race, and you don't want to fool with Mother Nature. So top off your glasses, settle in, and tell me what you're sipping on in the chat. The Canarble Wagon rolls right now.
Last call is streamed before a live audience.
Va salud. Welcome. So glad you're here. Yeah, I've really been looking forward to this for a couple of weeks now. Rancor Steve and I, we've been hanging out on his stream the past 2 weeks over on Rumble. Link in the description, but I'm sure my Blue Wrenches will be sharing it throughout the stream. Good stuff. Obviously, you can see over my shoulder here, I'm sipping on some Glenlivet. That's a Founder's Reserve. I was just saying at the beginning of this, I got the Founder's Reserve because, I was talking about this last week, or maybe it was the week before, looking at the age and stuff and the price point, and I was like, I don't know. I was a little on the budget this year. Oh, by the way, if you want to buy me a drink, the link is pinned to the top there. But I said, you know what? Let me try this. They had a good price, and I tried it. My first sip, I got some hints of vanilla, and I was like, that's not bad. And they're just like, do you like it more than the 15 year? And I'm like, don't know. Let me get into it. And honestly, I think I do like this better.
And we got a winner.
Yeah, so maybe this is what I'll gravitate to. So yeah, let me know what you're sipping on in the chat. So as you know, whenever I'm drinking a Glen anything,
quality is our legacy. Handcrafted, barrel aged. Go ahead, you deserve it. Glen Gooley, for the best of times.
I should wait until I come back on. Yes, for those of you that are Archer fans.
Hey, phrase it.
Yeah, that's Glen Gooley for the best of times, and I consider every Friday hanging out with all of you all to be the best of times. Real quick, let me say hi to all the people in chat. I'm going to go through you real fast, so don't feel slighted. I want to get through this as quickly as possible. Big Al Presents, welcome. So glad you're here. Going to be hanging out with you watching Gorgo tomorrow night. That's going to be so much fun. Really looking forward to that. Let's see. Oh, I lost my chat because I looked at the private chat. Here we go. Lady Mist, thank you so much for being here. You're one of my favorite Blue Wrenches. You are so awesome. Of course, the wait staff is all listed below. Make sure you're following all of them as well, and that you thank them. Tip your waitress, and if you do, make sure you help her back up again. David Pensack, great friend of the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Salute. Deleted Scenes. Caught a little bit of your stream earlier. I was kind of getting this one together, so I couldn't stay long. Mr. Londell's Groove in Movies. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. Super appreciate you. And, of course, the bird woman of YouTube, Connie Cleary. Salute. Glad you're here. And let's see. Our guest, Rancor Steve, who is hanging out in the green room. We'll bring him in very, very shortly. He's awesome. And, of course, the love of my life, Netter of Netter's Network. You know what? I think at this point, I'll just bring you on in. Netter of Netter's Network. How you doing, my dear? And what are you sipping on? As if I didn't know.
Hello, my love.
Yeah, you know what? I forgot. I got to move my mic.
You gotta move your mic
Yeah.
so people can hear me. I am actually doing really well. The 2-day work event that I was forced to go to on Wednesday and Thursday, thankfully, is over. So I had a normal day today. And to celebrate the end of the week, I am drinking a Kahlua and cream.
That's my girl. Probably a little more cream than Kahlua, but that's just how she rolls, and that's perfectly fine.
Because I want to be smooth, darling.
You are smooth. You are smooth. JPRPH1, I owe you a song, my friend, but that will be coming up. The next couple weeks I do have guests, and I try to avoid songs when I got guests. So I got one coming up for you, and I've got one coming up for Maria with T and Telly very, very shortly. Disney Sheepherder, so good to see you here, my friend. Salute. And I think I'm almost at the end if I'm counting this right.
Are you also simulcasting on Twitter, dear?
I am also simulcasting on Twitter. So all of y'all that are on Twitter, super appreciate you. Make sure you're dropping the comments. I will see them after the stream because that's just how Twitter rolls. I'm sure they will improve this this simulcasting concept really soon. I think I said hi to Lady Mist earlier, but you know what? She is such an awesome blue wrench. I'm going to say hi to her again.
Nice. And I said, you have to say it more like this. Hi, Lady Mist.
Hi, Lady Mist.
And, of course, I have to say a special hello to my stalker.
Oh, your stalker's here.
Hey, you just talked over me, dear.
I'm sorry.
Hi, Lady V.
Go.
Kisses.
Sweet. Sir Torin, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. And, of course, Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank. Great channel. Make sure you're subscribed to him. He puts out some great content. All these guys that put out content, put out great content. PJ of Orville Nation. I'll tell you what, he is. I could almost consider him like my papa in YouTubery or streaming sphere. He is like a producer on the channel. He has given me so much advice, so much encouragement. I think there's so many things about this stream because of PJ of Orville Nation. Please make sure you are subscribed to him if you aren't already. I'm sure you certainly are. Logical Spock, haven't seen you in a long time. Peace and long life, my friend. Good to see you. Let's see here. I'm going through quickly, so if I miss you, don't feel slighted. Just drop another comment and say hi.
And say, hey, you missed me.
There you are, Lady V Elements. Good to see you. Can I see this in StreamYard? Yeah, she's a blue wrench. Okay, good. Because if she wasn't, I was planning to make her a blue wrench tonight. Because I figured it was possible that I had, I drink, I forget, I don't know. CK of the Continuum Chronicles, welcome. Good to see you. There's one stream up that you have that I have in mind to watch later. It's the one about Supergirl. I want to check that out. I want to see what that's all about. But I am a little bit behind.
And of course, I am simulcasting this on my channel, Netter's Network. So if you like me better than you like Troy, come over to my channel.
And if you don't like her better than me, what's wrong with you? I mean, seriously. Nate, good to see you, my friend. Welcome. And I think we are... Nope. The stream just jumped. Hold on a second. Gary Ambrosia. I don't think I've seen you on my channel, although I've seen you around many of the streams that we all frequent. So thanks so much for being here. I hope I earn your subscription tonight. I would really appreciate that. And let me get my designated driver in. I'm going to need him tonight because I think I'm on my I started out with a double. I think I'm at quadruple, maybe quintuple at this point. How you doing, Boomer? And what are you sipping on?
I'm doing all right. I got myself a Mucho Mango.
What? Tell me, what is a Mucho Mango?
It is a fruit juice cocktail made by the Arizona company.
In other words, you're saying you're maintaining your sobriety so that you can get this stream closed down safely and soberly.
Yes.
Taking your designated driver duties seriously. I super appreciate it.
Yes.
And of course, Tim Hayes. Welcome, my friend. My companion in the toyosphere. Tim, you're going to want to tune in next week where my guests will be Greg of Fanzine and Michael French of Retroblasting. So make sure you're here next week.
Did you say hello to Andy Masterson?
Andy, are you here? Are you
He's
here?
there.
I wanna bring up your chat, but I am getting fuzzy and I don't know where you're at. Andy, you are awesome. I will be reaching out to you in the very near future because we need to do a stream together. Because I want to talk custom action figures like this Lou Ferrigno Hulk that I've done that I want to share, and then some 3 3/4 inch customs, and talk a little bit about the stuff you do, which I believe is 1/6 scale. So I will be reaching out to you probably this weekend. Thanks so much for being here. And Boomer, I didn't ask you this in the green room, and I don't think I'm doxing you by asking you this very oblique question. Do you have to work tomorrow?
No.
Okay. So if we go a little bit over, you're okay.
I don't have to work either.
I know you don't. You are with me all day, and I'm looking forward to it. Let's not keep. I'm sorry. We are already at the 15-minute mark. I've kept my guests waiting all this time, but
And Troy's not even drunk yet.
well, I'm feeling pretty good. Let's get our guest in here. Rancor Steve, how are you doing, my friend? And what are you sipping?
Howdy there. I'm doing pretty good. I'm drinking although you can't see it, I like to have it in a cup that no one knows what I'm drinking. I am drinking a Woodford Reserve tonight.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's pretty good. I like.
Is that a usual go-to for you, or is it just special for tonight?
It's a usual go-to.
Fair enough.
It's usual. I've gotten into bourbon. That's the thing. I was never into bourbon, and then finally, my brother-in-law, he got me into it. I was like, this stuff is good.
Bourbon is good. I honestly, it's funny because I don't have any bourbon stocked. I will, Alexa, add bourbon to the Binny's list.
Bourbon added to Binny's.
Thank you very much. Okay, she didn't respond to that.
Is that Rambo?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
He's my sidekick. It's Bobblehead Rambo.
Huh.
Okay, so let's start there, Steve. Let's go through. So you have a Rambo bobblehead. Tell them about the cup. You already told me about it.
This is a casting of the Holy Grail. I can't drink out of it. I've already been asked multiple times. Whenever I have this showing, what are you drinking in it? I can't drink out of it just because there's gold metal coating in it, and if I drink it, man, there ain't no more Rancor anymore. So
that's not good. So don't do that.
Tell them
I just like to show it off.
Yeah, right. And what's the little guy on your? Let's see, that would be your left.
This guy,
Yep.
Andy Masterson made it. I'm a huge Rocketeer fan, and he put me as the Rocketeer, and I didn't even know he made it, and he presented to me, and I was like, at first I was like, man, that's a really cool Rocketeer, and he takes the helmet off. I was like, man, that looks like me.
Yup.
And I handed it back, and he's like, no, it's yours. I was like, what? So that was a really cool gift, and I really appreciate it, and I like to show it off.
I am really behind on the chat, so I hope y'all are keeping up with each other, and I hope somebody has dropped Andy Masterson's.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
It wasn't me,
Because
but someone has.
make sure you follow him, because he does these streams where he does these figures, and he does the I don't know what you're carving, or he makes these custom heads for these action figures. He's just phenomenally talented. I cheat, when I make my custom action figures, I'm buying heads off of Etsy and resin casts and stuff like that. Andy Masterson is the real deal. He's the real artist. Is that a 6-inch action figure? So like G.I. Joe scale?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. Those of you that were with Netter of Netter's Network for the rewatch of The Rocketeer, you guys got a 9-inch Mego version of the one that won the raffle, or whatever you want to call it.
I want to say it was Deleted Scenes who won that.
Was it Deleted Scenes?
I think so.
Yeah, maybe it was Deleted Scenes. He got the Mego.
Deleted. I think you're still here in the chat. If so, can you confirm?
Yeah, let us know.
Were you the winner of my Rocketeer?
Exactly. And if you're a Rocketeer fan, and especially if you're a Mego fan, 9-inch scale, check it out. Just go on eBay, or just Google it up. They're not terribly expensive on the secondary market. You can find it. It's out there. If you can't find it, let me know. I'll hook you up. But yeah, no, that's a great movie. It's one that I wish they'd have done a sequel to, no doubt about it. So Rancor Steve, I've been kind of promoting your channel for a while now, talking about Manorama on Rumble. Of course, you got to be careful sharing about Rumble on YouTube, because YouTube is all like insecure and stuff, and they have every reason to be.
Boo.
Tell us a little. Well, yeah, right. I mean, this is exactly why I don't have my Rumble channel listed below. But if you go on Rumble, you can find me. Just saying. If you follow me on Twitter, I am linked there. So I am going to be trying to build my Rumble channel as well. And I'm going to be putting a few videos that are specific to Rumble as kind of follow-ups to our topic from last week. They're a little spicy, probably not YouTube material, so I'll be putting them exclusively on Rumble. You'll want to follow me there too. And if I ever get yeeted over here, that's where you're going to find me. So make sure you're following me on Rumble. So Rancor Steve, tell us a little bit about Manorama. How did you start it? Well, no, let's start with what is the premise of Manorama, and then how did you start it?
Manorama is a show where a group of bunch of
randos like
men,
this guy the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's a bunch of random guys that have come together, and we talk about specific topics. Some that are life skills, and some that are actually like lessons of like. Last week we did one about fathers, how fathers should raise their sons, and then we ended up making it be about also daughters, because there's some dads who have daughters, and like how a dad should raise their daughter to date a man, or a good man, not an idiot. And yeah, it's just, we do life skills. We've done tattoos, cooking, firearms. It's like proper, like things that will help guys, like even camping, wilderness stuff. It's just things that'll help guys learn these trades and life skills, so when they get older. And there's some that are like in their 50s that watch the show and they're like, wow, I never really thought about this, and they learn from it. So it's a wide variety that we try to help guys how to be men. And there's some men who are police officers, firefighters, military people who watch the show, and they're like, man, this is awesome. They learn things also. And I also learn stuff from people on the panel each week. So, and the show got started because I never intended on making a show until I was talking on Twitter almost 2 years ago about why simping is bad. A guy should never simp. It's stupid. It's pointless. You're never going to get anything. It's just a quick gratification that leads to nothing. And there was a guy who was married and has kids, and he's like, simping is good. I do it all the time. And it just dawned on me. I was like, if there was a show that I could send to him about like guys who were talking about how to be a man and how to be a good man, and there was nothing there, and I was like, man, maybe I should do this. And I didn't realize the magnitude of what I was getting myself into. I thought it'd be a very simple thing, and it started because a bunch of guys thought it's okay to simp, and I was very much against it. And I found a bunch of men who had the same beliefs as I did, and we just started a show. And almost a year and a half later, it's just we keep going, even though we get trashed on every once in a while.
Don't mean to interrupt, but perhaps I imagine most in the chat do, but there may be some. What exactly is simping, or how would you define it? Yeah.
Simping is the best way I could put it is OnlyFans and Twitch. People giving thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars, like just tons of money to these women that are on OnlyFans or Twitch for gratification of being said, oh, thank you very much to whatever their name is, or getting a video, whatever it is for OnlyFans. I have no idea how that works, but it just, from what I've heard from other guys, it is a cesspool of just stupidity. And I find it pointless. And so it's just...
Gary's busting your balls here.
I know. God, dude.
Oh, real quick, let me say hi to Samuel Proctor. Always great to see you, my friend. He's listening to the Iliad. One could say that the whole war started with a powerful... Yeah, no, you're with a simp. Absolutely. Good point. This is turning into a gaslighting show. No, see, and this is one of the things I was talking with Steve in the backdrop with Netter there, because I've been on, and please, like I said, subscribe to Rancor Steve's Rumble channel and hit that, whatever their equivalent of the notification bell is. But check out his last two, because yours truly was over there. And Netter kind of bristled a little bit at some things that some people said on the first one. I said, Netter, you gotta stick with it. Listen, really listen to what's being said here, because you take a few things out of context. I could see you getting upset, but this is much. If you're doing a man show and you're not loving on women, there's probably something off. There's probably something off on that channel. And really, and in the green room just before the show, I said to Steve, I'm like, it's kind of like a Promise Keepers kind of thing. He's like, what was it you said? I haven't heard about the Promise Keepers in a long time, or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard it when I was a kid. It's the show pretty much, if women want to watch it, because there are some women who do watch it and they're just like, this is not my thing. Well, yeah, it is not your thing, because it's directly towards helping guys. Now, we've done episodes that actually can benefit for women to learn things and stuff, like with tattoos and cooking and different things. But I always tell women, if you're going to watch this show, just keep in mind, if you want to know how men talk, this kind of sheds some light. It's like a campfire. All the guys around campfires, we just talk. And sometimes we bust each other's balls, which we haven't done for you yet, Troy, but
Yeah.
We're waiting for you to bust our balls first. That's the other thing. We don't bust.
Oh, I gotta bust your balls first. I'm the new guy, so I didn't feel
But
like
here's
that
the
was
thing.
my place to do
The
that,
moment
you
you do, we got ammo. Like for a whole year, everybody busted my balls. Because we do call signs also. We haven't done them in a while, but my call sign was short bus. And because let's be honest, when I say things,
I'm
sometimes
offended
they
by
don't
that.
make
My
sense.
my brother
my
was on
gosh.
the spectrum and whatever.
But it's like when my wife, for my small group, my wife, for example, this is a good reason why I'm called short bus on my show is if I'm reading like a verse or something, 3 seconds into it, I'm screwing up words left and right. It doesn't matter if I'm reading out loud. I'm like, I don't know what that word is. Moving on, and it's like, what? I'm like, I can't read for diddly squat out loud, and my brain just shuts off. And that's where I get it, and it's and they busted my balls for a whole year, and I was like, guys, I have an ammo on you all right now. I can all take you down right now. But it's been fun. Here's one thing. It's for guys like what Andy and Gary are doing now, busting my balls. If you get your balls busted and you're taking it and it doesn't phase you, you're doing pretty good. It's just all out of fun. It's all out of love for me.
You're absolutely right. I think a lot of people don't understand. I think maybe it's a man thing. Maybe it's something that women don't understand. But men who really care about each other, that are really good friends, they pick on each other, and it's I think women understand that too, because my wife picks on me, and I have zero doubt that she loves me with all of her heart.
Of course I do. Otherwise, I would have killed you 31 years ago.
That's right. You know where I sleep. You could kill me in my sleep anytime you wanted to. Chris CK says, today's men do need advice. I just watched a documentary about that earlier tonight. Western civilization is in trouble. Look, I think there's a lot of wisdom, and CK, you know this. And I know that Steve knows this as well. Boomer, the wisdom is in the Bible, right? As iron sharpens iron, so does one man sharpen another, right? And that's kind of that's kind of the vibe that I get from my Manorama. That's really what it's about. This leads me to a question that I was going to ask you, Steve. You have talked about some of the flack that you've gotten from randos on the internet.
Yeah.
Do they believe that you are some sort of a MGTOW type of channel? Because I don't think that's what you are. What you really are is that iron sharpening iron, that men making better men.
Are you meaning red pill, Troy? Because MGTOW is no marriage. That's the whole thing behind that movement.
That's only part of it. That is a bunch of young men responding to the fourth wave. And Steve, correct me if you disagree with me, but I believe that this whole MGTOW thing, and for those of you that don't know what MGTOW is, it's men going their own way.
Yes, that's the acronym.
And it's this concept of men that are responding to the fourth wave feminism saying, screw it. You bitches are insane. I'm not even going to bother with you. I'm just going to, do my own thing. I don't need y'all. And it's really, really unfortunate. And then you hear all these women complaining, well, we're all the good men. They don't. You drove them away, you bitch. Am I wrong? Tell me.
It's so the flack that I got. And
hold up.
Yeah.
And Netter, make sure you jump in here if you disagree with me too. Just saying.
Don't I always?
Yes, you do, but I just want to make sure that everyone knows that that you will say something if you disagree.
Okay. those of you who were listening to Thursday Things yesterday, no, I'm small, but I'm feisty.
She is.
I don't take, pardon the language, because I am a lady, but I don't take bullshit.
No, you don't. And this is an absolute fact. There is no one that I respect and love more than my wife. Actually, I don't need to say anything more than that. The fact that I respect the hell out of her means, what? I respect her. So, we're very simpatico. That's why she's on every stream I'm on. That's why I'm on every stream she's on. There we go. Sorry, Steve. Yeah. I know I interrupted you. Please go ahead.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You're the host. You could do whatever you want. Just keep your shirt on.
Oh, nobody wants to see my moves. No one wants my ornery fans subscription. No doubt about that.
Ornery fans.
Ornery fans. Funny. I love it. They're we need to start that side.
Ornery fans. For all of us old fat men, we're ornery fans, right?
It's when the show started, it was a little rough because it's new. I'm trying to find different ways, what kind of works and stuff. And we would say a lot of things that we're not we're an offensive show in the right way. If you get offended for what we say, which is all factual, and they're all just our opinion. We're not experts, we're not doctors. I do have a warning sign that I need to put that up on the show. We're not doctors here. But we're just blunt, and we speak what we learn, and from our mistakes we teach, well, like, hey, this is how we learn from our mistakes. It's the hate that I got from the show at the beginning, not so much now, but at the beginning, it was from soy beta guys, which was really threw me off a little bit, and I was expecting it to be women.
Threw you off so because much. you didn't know they existed before that, or what?
No, I knew they existed. I thought usually this would be women, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're just copying Andrew Tate and all this stuff," and I'm like, "Look, I don't even know who the hell that is." I would, yeah.
You're not Andrew Tate.
Look, I'm an old fart and I'm out of touch, so I don't know a lot of stuff.
That's good. But we try to push guys to be better, and the flack that we got was the topics that we've talked about, and the guests I would have on it would be a little bit too blunt or too vulgar, whatever might be the case of whatever the person who's upset about the episode that we just did that week, and like, I didn't like this one. I was like, well, what didn't you like about it? And like this, and I was like, really? That's what you didn't like about it? Of all the things we talked about? And I always, man, yeah.
Steve,
the show is very.
Let me interrupt you for a second. Wouldn't you say that is somebody kind of not only missing the point, but missing an opportunity? They're missing an opportunity to learn something.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's so a lot of guys, I think, that watch the show, because there's some people who in the chat, and then there's a lot that watch that don't even join the chat. And I think some are kind of curious, and some just want to see what we say and then go after us. And then we've done the episodes so well that you can't really go after us, because it's just we talk about life skills,
and you have a panel that is, you cover the gambit from right to left, from across the age spectrum. I mean, it's really hard.
The other kind of cool thing, the cool thing about the Manorama is we don't really talk about our political views. Like we don't talk about our religion or political views, even though we lean more middle right and conservative.
Sure.
There is one guy on the show, Tom, who is kind of in the middle.
We were talking about him in the green room, and look, look, if Tom sees this stream at some point, Tom, you are awesome. One of the things I was saying in the backdrop was that although politically and ideology we might be on opposite sides, I really feel like you're the kind of guy I could totally be friends with, have a drink with, and find lots and lots of common ground with, you know?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
he's been kind of a new person, and it's it's one of those things where I kind of have to vet people who come on, and because if someone comes on, they're faking it, and then they just go and attack us. I mean, it would be kind of cool because then it's like I have
Yeah.
5 other guys, me included, that we can just all bombard and just go, we're gonna unload on you. And it's he's been a type of guy that I can talk to and get to know him, and he fits really well.
Can you
And
that in this modern age it like doesn't make sense. Oh my gosh, finding common ground with people that you might disagree with. Oh my god, what's wrong with the world? Oh my, cats and dogs
well, when
living in
when you live in Canada, it kind of works out perfect because then you're like, I'm
yeah,
done with
hey
this.
there.
It's like come to the greener grass.
Real
But
quick,
yeah,
I do want to. I've
yeah.
had this comment up for a while because I wanted to say hi to Christian Del More's Vinyl Revival. Haven't seen you in a while, and thank you so much for being here. I hope I have earned your subscription and maybe a like. Super appreciate you being here, and I also wanted to highlight Lady V because she is a lady. Men poking at each other is the equivalent of women venting to each other. It's a form of therapy that promotes a natural state of the individual. You know, I hadn't thought about that. That's actually not a bad perspective.
The only problem I have with that is when women, like my wife, she'll
Mhm.
hear me poke at my guy friends, and she'll be like, "Wow, that was pretty harsh." I was like, "Really?"
Oh,
It is. I agree. It is kind of like therapy, but it's. I feel like when guys
well,
like
I
really,
do think that women and men talk a little bit different language, so
oh
they may
yes,
not understand. You know.
yeah, it's very much us having fun. Like with Gary and Andy, they could. I know those guys. I know Gary for a long time. He can pretty much dish it out, and I can take it just because I'm so close, and he's such a good close friend of mine and my
Right,
brother.
right.
And it's funny. His stuff are funny, and like my wife's heard him say things to me, and she's like, "That's kind of bad." I was like, "Not really."
Right, right. Well, the nice thing about Netter is she hangs out with me and my guy pals, so she's kind of on the right wavelength, which is maybe a little foreign to some wives, some women, you
I'm
know.
just one of the boys.
Only to a degree, because honestly, we wouldn't get along too well if you really were. You know, I mean, I like women because of the differences. I really do. And Netter likes me because I like those differences. You know, just saying. And guys, keep in mind too, I am not as talented as Steve is with you know, big chat and keeping up with everybody. I'm gonna miss comments. Please don't feel slighted, especially when I'm
See,
7 or 8 drinks in, you know. So
7 or
see,
8.
it's the opposite with me. I can if I'm doing my show, I'm never looking at the chat. It's really hard because I have to do all these things. So
we are relying
you're
on the
not.
blue wrenches to, you know, help field the chat and so forth. So yeah, absolutely, guys. But yeah, so yeah, when I say Promise Keepers to you, Steve,
Mhm.
that is kind of a fuzzy memory, sadly. Um, would you be willing to explain to the chat that might not know what the Promise Keepers are?
Yes. I've been to one in Washington
Hmm.
D.C.
Hmm.
and I went with my dad.
Wow, Washington D.C. in the pit of the demon. They had.
I know, right? Well, before it went all to crap, diddly, jack squat, whatever it is, man. No offenses then. Yeah, you see what I did there?
Yeah.
I went. Oh man, 94. Jeez, I got it. I think it was like 20 years ago. See, I'm at the age now where I can say 20 years.
Stop doing the maths on years, please.
I did the whole math, and I was like, I told my wife, I was like, I've been doing film for 24 years. I'm doing this way too long.
Yeah.
And I think I think it was 20 years ago, like 94. Shoot, man, I don't even remember. But I went to the one in DC. Now, I was bored out of my mind because
Wait a minute. Back up a second. You're way on the left coast and you went to one in DC?
Well, I grew up in Florida.
Oh, that's in your neck of the woods.
There's a little,
yes.
I'm not a Californian by heart. I'm not. There's no way.
Good on you.
Do you think
I spent one summer in Well, no. I take that back. Spent one summer in California when my mother and I visited a cousin. I was exposed to things like Monterey Jack cheese and sourdough bread, and and so forth. And then Netter and I visited California. We were visiting her sister, but then we met up with a mutual friend who took us to, and I'll be talking about this on a future Tuesday stream on Deleted Scenes channel. Netter and I visited all the filming locations in the California area of Twin Peaks.
Cool.
So, anyway, that's the length and breadth of my
27 years ago.
Mine would be more like 40 years ago, but fair enough. Amen.
But yeah, Promise Keepers is I think it's like a weekend conference, like massive. All these men gather and they just, I'm trying to remember. 27 years ago. I don't even know how old I was. Jeez. It's where men can get closer to God.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that bonding, like unite as men. I don't know if they still do it now.
I haven't heard about them in years. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to the one in DC. It was fun to visit the Smithsonian, I like history. So that's why I went. And then my dad was like, you have no choice. You're coming with me. You're coming with me, dead or alive. And I was
good
like,
on. Okay. Good on him. Good.
But it was fun. I think I would go, if they had it now, I would go to it and I would promote it on my show. And it's stuff like that. I know when men nowadays, when they hear conference, I just did a marriage conference with my wife and people are like, really? You did that? I was like, dude, trust me on
conference
this.
As in through the
anything
church
with
or
conference.
Something else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our church kind of did a marriage conference after I think 10 years or something like that. Loved it. I was like, learned so much. I was like, oh my gosh, wow. I learned so much in a week, 2 days. And it's awesome.
Would you agree?
I think
I'm going to take a minor deviation because I think it's important. Would you agree that part of being a man in a marriage is being a good husband? This is a softball question here. I mean,
well, here's the.
Go ahead.
So here's my take on marriage, and I told my wife this, and she didn't like my answer, and I was like, "How about you just stop talking and listen? It gets better." I get a lot of guys asking me. I've been married for almost 8 years now, and I'm still learning things. And I've met some people who've been married for 60 years, and they're still learning things. So I was like, wow, okay. And I always tell guys when they're like, I really want to get married, what should I? I tell the guys, look, marriage in the social construct is a lose-lose risk for guys. It's just how the states is set up. It benefits women more in marriage. But here's the but. For me and a lot of guys, it's okay. This part, if you don't agree, that's fine. That's your opinion and prerogative. I'm going to respect it. But for me, marriage only works if you put God in the center. That's the only way it can actually work, because it's a bonding and unity that grows in there. And so I tell guys that I'm like, look, the only way marriage is going to work is if you actually focus it on God and put God in the center, because that's where marriage. He invented marriage. He created marriage. And with society, it's just they get married for the thought of getting married, and then it doesn't work out. It's work. It's getting married is easy. It's being married is the hard part. It's a work. It's a job.
It takes work, and people don't realize that.
It's exhausting. So I tell my wife, I was like, look, this is beneficially not going to work for me because
real
of the
quick,
risk.
Steve,
If
how long
something
have you
happens,
been married?
Yeah.
How long have you been married?
I'll be going on 8 years.
Okay. Netter and I have a few years on you. We've been married.
Yeah, it's
31 years.
I was just going to say, I got to do math. If I was going to figure out how long we've been married. So
it's somewhere in the
Why
80s.
you just ask me and let me answer.
Amen. We're the old married couple in the room usually. And honestly, if I can encourage you a little bit, Steve, it does get easier, because if you have your head on straight, where I believe you do right now, you get to 30 years of marriage and it's a piece of piss. It's just every day is just we're on the same page every day. We touch base. If we're not, don't get me wrong, we have our bumps from time to time, but they're fewer and far between than we were when we first got married. So
you run out of energy when you're old.
It's like we get into a routine, and it's a good routine. You know, we're in it together.
But if you think about it, it's like you just get to a point where it's like, I'm too tired to fight.
Right. No, and that's the other thing. You pick your battles. It's like, do I even give a shit about this? Okay, fine. You're right. I don't care. You know, or you know what, honey, listen to me. This is important. And we're far enough into it when I say something like that, she's like, okay, I'm going to listen. You know, but to be honest with you, I'm humble enough that I'll do the same for her. Guys, there is a humility level. Listen to your wives. You know, you may see yourself as the head of the family, but you need to listen to her because she's your number one.
Well, I always say this, and a lot of people don't know this. They think, oh, I come up with the ideas for the show and everything. My wife, I'll go to my wife. And I was like, hey, look, for like graphic idea, like this week we're talking about, is it worth fighting? And it's the bickering and online bickering and stuff. I was like, you know what? I look at people on Twitter or X, or whatever you want to call it. I'm like, you know what? This should be a good topic to talk about. And I'll talk to my wife about this. I was like, hey, look, I want to do a show that stop fighting, and she'll have me break down the idea, and she helps me come up with the show of like, hey, here's like how to actually word the title of the episode and all that stuff. So she gives good inputs. And I think a lot of married guys do this, even though they don't admit it. I'll admit it. I go to my wife because at first she was very much against the show. She thought it was pretty much a woman-hating show and all these things. I was like, no, it's not.
That's where my wife
really,
was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
It's really hard to explain the show to women because for me, I have to I can explain the show to a bunch of guys and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. But to explain it to women, I'm like, I have to almost change the way I word things so they feel like, okay, cool. It's not a bunch of bikini ladies bouncing on a trampoline like the man show. It's just guys, just average guys come to talk. And
I
I actually
honestly
asked my
believe, Steve, let me stop you there to make a point. I think that if men and women were to put their heads to it, there's common ground here, right? I think that just like men have certain predilections, I think women do too, right? So, everyone says, oh, women are more emotional and men are more visual. That's bullcrap. Because when you get right down to it, the women are so fired up about Jason Momoa. I remember that Netter and I were at a party.
I say Brad Pitt.
Or whatever. Exactly.
I say the guy from Reacher.
I have not watched that show yet. Netter and I have that on our Amazon list.
There's a scene in season 2 of Reacher where he takes a shirt off. My wife was watching it. I was like, dude, this guy's jacked out of his mind. He took a bunch of steroids because of heart problems he had. And he's not that much older than me. And the next scene, he takes his shirt off. My wife's like, oh. And I was like, dang it.
That is my point, Steve. Women are just as visual as men are. So this whole thing, men are visual and women are emotional. No. Women are visual too. Absolutely.
Very visual. And I absolutely hate it when guys call us emotional. It's like, no, if you are getting upset and yelling, you're just
30 years of marriage have taught me
but if I'm getting upset and yelling, I'm emotional. It's like, no, I'm just upset and yelling. Same as if you were upset and yelling.
She's exactly right. 30 years of marriage have told me we have way more in common than the conventional wisdom would suggest. But and Lady V has even said, yeah, it takes both. Yeah, it's look. There is a YouTuber that I kind of really, really enjoy called the Dadvocate. Look, she is a huge YouTuber, but she's still worth following. The Dadvocate. DADVOCATE. Check her out. She is a huge, how would I say it? A male advocate. Because she points out how so many women are biased, and she's really pointing out fourth wave feminists who are very anti-male, and she's like, look, girls, learn a thing or two. This is the value of men. Right. And I love this girl. She is the sweetest, most awesome encourager of men, and it's very clear that she loves the man she's married to, right? So the only reason I bring that up is because what did I say in my monologue, right? Millions of years of evolution have created men and women to be simpatico. We go together. It's like puzzle pieces. Just saying. Men, love your wives as Christ loved the church, and women, respect your husbands as you respect God. It's just, you put those two elements together, you got a great marriage. You decide, well, I'm going to be my own person. Well, why the fuck did you get married in the first place?
For taxes.
Well, for taxes. Well, nowadays you can marry someone of the same sex for tax reasons. I mean,
you can marry your dog.
Oh man.
No, that's not quite a thing yet. But
well, I have a question for Boomer and you, Troy. Have you, Boomer? Are you married?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
We're trying to find a woman for him because
so here's the question I have.
Go ahead.
All right, it's a two-part question. One's for Boomer and one's for you, Troy. Boomer, would you ever want to? Because I get this asked a lot.
Sure.
Would you ever date someone that is just like you?
Oh, probably not. No.
I knew what the answer was going to be. I knew what the answer was going to be.
I probably drive myself crazy. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Would you ever want to marry someone like you? Because guys get asked this question who are married. Because we always say our wives are our best friends, which is it's true. My wife is my best friend.
If you have a successful marriage, yes.
Yeah. I always get asked, like, would you ever want to marry someone who's just like you? I'm like, no. Look at me.
Okay, here's something funny. There's a woman, I don't know how this was managed, but there was a woman who was able to marry herself.
I heard about that, yes.
After one day,
she
decided,
what?
Yeah, she was able to marry herself.
Yeah.
And after one day, decided she didn't want to be married to herself anymore and divorced herself.
That's got to say volumes.
How?
That's got to say volumes.
Marry yourself. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. It must have been California.
I don't even want to know about the honeymoon. Probably. That's just holy crap. I see the look on your face. I'm like, oh, geez.
You know, do you remember that episode, not to get off on a tangent, remember that episode of Red Dwarf where the hologram, he got tired of talking to the other guy, so I'm going to make a copy of myself and we're going to hang out. And then he started to hate himself, and they started arguing. The two holograms.
I thought that was brilliant. I'm
yelling at each other. Yes.
Honestly, if there was a clone of me, I'd freaking kill me. There's no doubt about it.
I start punching my clones, man.
Right? Absolutely. Well, look, I mean, I just look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, you're an ugly. I'm lucky that I happen to be just the kind of guy that Netter likes because I don't like him. You know, just we mesh. No, it's like puzzle pieces, right? Another me wouldn't fit, but Netter and I totally fit. That's the whole point. You know, but and guys, I am well beyond being able to keep up with the chat, so I'm sorry. Please don't think that I'm, ignoring you all, but I'm feeling really fuzzy and rounded around the edges. So, don't blame me if I missed your comments. For example, I don't think I've said hi to Christopher Dominguez. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Don't think I've seen you before, and I hope that in my drunken state I still can earn your subscription because I would appreciate seeing you in the future. What did you say, Steve?
You're not drunk.
Or am I drunk?
Well, from looking at you visually and knowing how much you drank out of that bottle, I'd say you're feeling no pain, but I wouldn't say that you're drunk.
I don't know how you all define drunk. I am. Okay, so this was a brand new bottle, and I'm right here.
Well, here's a question I have for you. How much can you drink in one night of that?
Oh, God.
Can you go to halfway?
Yeah.
I'm not going to test
them. I am, let's put it this way, I'm still functional. It also depends on how fast I drink a quantity, right? So we are at 1 hour and 2 minutes, and I have had, no, I'm not going to say half a bottle. One third of a bottle. I'm feeling pretty
mellow.
I'm having a lot of fun, but I'm still functional. So
am
I drunk? Yeah, I would not get behind the wheel. I would not get behind the wheel.
You're in the fun stage.
I'm in the fun stage. Yes, absolutely.
I have is when I get a bottle of bourbon.
Oh, don't get me started, Chris. He's like chug, chug, chug. No,
Oh my gosh. It's like Continuum
Don't do that.
Chronicles has been
That's
a
a
guest
good
on my
bottle.
channel a couple of times. He will just pick up a bottle and just up
I
it.
know. Well, in fairness, Chris has the capillary space on me. He can chug a bottle and it'll take a while before he feels it. But I'm like, I'd be fucking dead if I did what he did.
I'd be on
I
the
can't do that.
floor.
And no, because Steve, you're probably half my weight. So no, don't.
Well, I can do half a bottle and that'll be good.
Yeah.
That's the Irish side of me.
Huh.
And
That's all.
this is why Netter hasn't divorced me yet. How old was I when I had my first drink, Netter?
You were a whopping
Yesterday.
21.
Yep, and who got me? Who bought me my first drink?
I did.
Yes, you did.
What was
Now, do you remember what your first drink was?
Yes, Agent Boomer was just asking me that too.
A Harvey Wallbanger?
What was
No, it wasn't a Harvey Wall. I don't think I've ever
No,
had a Harvey
it
Wall.
was it Sex on the Beach?
No, it was definitely not section.
He had a Japanese Boilermaker. It was
Oh,
Sapporo Bear.
you're talking about my birthday.
It was Sapporo Bear and sake.
I was friggin' blitzed.
That's
Well,
okay.
what drink do you remember?
No, I don't think I necessarily had alcohol that night. You took me to the alumni club. I was 20 years old. I was concerned that they were going to card me, so I didn't order alcohol that night.
Yeah, it's like on his birthday, though, when he turned a whole 21.
For those of you that were here for the rewatch of About Last Night, I was talking about the alumni club and all those pubs that are on that street that were talked about, like Mother's Place, that were talked about in
but
that
the alumni
street.
club was a sports bar, so you can go in there and not drink.
Which I did not because I was afraid of being carded. But yes, on my 21st birthday, Netter took me to Benihana's, and I had a full bottle of Sapporo beer and a full vial of sake. And I was ripped. I had driven to Netter's apartment, parked in the public parking lot. I was in no fucking condition to drive home. So I called my mother. I was still living at home at the time. I called my mother and I said, Mom, I'm ripped. I am not coming home. You can bitch me out later, but we'll talk later. Okay, fine. Boom.
Yeah, as long as you're safe, that's all that matters, type of thing.
Went back to her apartment, and I had another glass of wine to toast. I drank the glass of wine, and then I drank her glass of wine, and I was like, oh, this was not smart.
Not a good idea.
I crawled to the bathroom, not to be sick, but I crawled to the bathroom to relieve myself. Came to bed, went to give her a kiss, and I was like, nope. You kiss me here. I'm going to go to sleep. And that was my 21st birthday date with her. I was in no condition for nothing.
When you were 20, did you look over 21?
I don't know. You'd be a better judge of that.
Because he didn't have the beard then. He had a baby face.
So Netter and I think a lot of my regulars already know the story. So bear with me, folks. I'm gonna repeat this story. But Netter and I met at a Star Trek convention. And then the following week at the release of Star Trek 6, Star Trek uniforms, all that kind of stuff. I originally had a full beard and mustache. I was doing the whole Riker thing, right? But she expressed to me when we first started dating that she wasn't into men with facial hair. So I said, okay.
As most women say.
Right. So
I don't like having my face scratched up when I kiss you.
Right. She has come to appreciate the beard as I tickle her. Not necessarily her face. Put that aside. But so what I did was she expressed she wasn't into facial hair. So what I did was I shaved off my beard, but I collected all the whiskers in an envelope and I gave them to her, which she found endearing. So
I still have it somewhere.
do you really?
Yeah, he marked on the envelope, "Do not open," because otherwise I'd have
You'd have these whiskers all over the place. Yeah, good point. So we went to fully shaved, baby face. Went to Benihana, 21 years old. Damn, I don't even remember if I was carded when we went.
No,
in.
you weren't.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, I've been carded so infrequently, it's ridiculous. But yeah, I got hammered that night because I drank a whole vial of sake and a whole bottle of Sapporo beer. And sitting there I don't know if you've ever been to Benihana, good food. I know it's expensive, but it's totally worth it.
Yeah, where they chop the stuff up in front of you, right?
Exactly.
I've had Scorpion Bowl. I've had
How
Scorpion.
they do it.
Fuck it, man. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. But yeah, it's good food.
And the fried rice and the vegetables and it's awesome.
Yeah, no matter what you get, it's going to be great showing.
I would normally do the chicken, the beef, and the shrimp, the combo.
I went heavy on the shrimp, heavy on the beef because it's just me. But so I wasn't even feeling it. I get up to go to the bathroom because booze, pee. You gotta. I got up to go to the bathroom and I was like, uh oh, and I'm like heel toeing it, and everyone at the table, because it's not just you and who you're with, but it's like you're sitting with a group of people that you don't even know. They all knew it was my birthday. They thought it was so cute. I get up and I'm heel toeing it to the bathroom. I'm like, excuse me, everybody. And now I'm starting to slur my words, and they're all laughing and clapping. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, it was very clear I was not going to be driving home that night. There was no doubt about it. And if my mother gave me any grief about not being able to drive on my 21st birthday, sorry, Ma. That's just the way it goes.
I wanted. So you're going to have to show this one of how you look like a little baby face.
Oh, shit. Yeah, so after we got married, we did a renewal of our vows within weeks. It was because we met at a Star Trek convention.
Yeah. Let me give a little backstory.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we met the beginning of December of... What was it?
Yeah, 91.
91. And by the end of December of 91, we were engaged. And we married 8 months later, in August 3rd.
So we got married August 3rd, 92, yeah.
So, show the picture.
So this is a picture of us renewing our vows with our Star Trek club.
Nerd. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, nerd. No. You're not wrong. You are not fucking wrong.
Look at that baby face. Wait, can you do just you?
You look like a
Sweetie?
You're
No,
adorable.
Sweetie, can you make it so it's just you on the screen and see?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Let me just
pay
do
attention.
that. So there you go. So there is. Let me.
You adorable. You look like Tom Hanks' son.
Yeah, I kind of get that. I kind of get
upwards towards you.
Actually, you'll also notice that dress she's wearing was.
When I say tilt,
I'm getting a lot of glare if I do that.
It's nice. So you both look great. Yeah.
You'll notice that the dress she's wearing, custom made, very Starfleet-esque.
I like it.
By the way, her daughter on the right-hand side there. And holy fuck. On the left, that's my ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Time out. You invited your ex?
No.
No. This was
a picnic.
This was a fan club. Yeah, the fan club we were in. So
okay.
I didn't have a choice in her being there. And I think, Netter, did you like ask her to be like your bridesmaid?
No.
I don't know what the fuck she was doing as part of the
She and the guy in the background, Bill, he's like the guy in the blue shirt there.
Yeah, he's
they just
this guy
decided
right
to
here. Yeah.
to gather close and be part of it. It's like, no, get the away from me.
Yeah. So let me. Yeah.
Oh, and if you notice, she's holding, I guess it was her sister's baby.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, I could see an infant in her arms.
Okay.
Caitlin, yeah.
Yep. Okay. Wait, I gotta get the other picture.
No, yeah, go ahead. But yeah, the girl I was dating before Netter, she, member of this Star Trek club, she bore a passing resemblance to, forgetting the actress's name from Terminator.
Linda Hamilton.
Linda Hamilton, yes. If she did a good cosplay and did her makeup and whatnot, she could totally pull off Linda Hamilton. But if she didn't try, she was anyway, I traded up big time. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to.
So was the guy in blue photo bombing?
No, well, not intentionally.
Okay. All right. I have a good way.
Stan's wedding.
Oh. Yeah, so this is an actual. I'm sorry, Steve. We're kind of talking us for a little bit, but
it's all good.
So
That's
this
a good
is
picture.
This is a
that was our wedding day.
Yeah, this is our actual wedding day here in Chicago. You'll notice that building right behind us, that diamond shape. If you've ever seen Adventures in Babysitting, a lot of people that are outside of Chicago think of that as the Adventures in Babysitting building. But God,
yeah, that was
I love that dress. That was a great dress.
I still have that dress.
Do you really?
Of course I do. It still fits me.
There you go. No, I have no doubt about it.
And then the other one.
And then this one here. Was this Stan's wedding?
That was Stan's wedding. So that was 5 years later at our buddy's wedding.
Yeah. So yeah. And this is, okay. So if we were married 31 years ago, this was almost 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm. You can see we clean up nicely.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. That's a couple that is married and very, very happily so. Just saying. And the only reason I share those pictures is because obviously Netter's a part of this. We're in this together. I wouldn't put Steve. Steve is very smart to keep his wife out of it. That's
for obvious reasons.
Given the nature of his channel, but guys and gals, definitely worth subscribing to Rancor Steve. Rancor Steve, his channel is not what you think. Like I said, it's about being a better man. And women, these kind of guys, the guys that are on his channel, are the kind of guys you're looking for. Okay. Trust me about that.
Here's an example about
Wait a minute, real quick. I do want to say hi. I know you've been here for a while, Sashi, but I want to say hi to you, my friend. I don't want you to feel at all slighted. Thank you so much for being here, as well as Gorilla Random Thoughts. Hopla. We'll watch in the morning. That's fair.
Hopla.
I understand. Hopla.
Absolutely.
And go ahead, Netter.
So I've watched the last 2 shows because, the love of my life have been on them, and
you got a good number of hopefully subscribers, but definitely watchers because I was on. Just building myself up a little bit.
And as Troy mentioned, the first one.
I know, right?
The first show I didn't care so much for. There was just things they were saying that rubbed me personally the wrong way as a woman. But it's a guy's show, so I get that.
I
But
told
the
you
last
stick
show,
with it. Yeah.
I really liked the last show. They were talking a lot about raising their kids and how they handle different situations with their kids, and it's like, wow, these guys really got their head on straight. Like, I can't remember the guy that looks a little like Harrison Ford, the older fellow with the gray hair.
Oh, Andy.
Yeah,
Oh,
Andy.
Andy's here.
He
Yeah.
looks like
Hi,
Harrison
Andy.
Ford.
Andy, take that as a compliment that you look like Harrison Ford.
Well,
I love Harrison Ford.
I'll let you
Anyway.
finish, and I have one question for you, Netter, after you're done.
Okay. So, he was talking about his kids and all this, and just like different situations with his kids and how he handled them. And I'm like, this guy really has his head on straight.
Yeah.
He's being a great father. If his kids have any sort of issue, he meets it on, head on.
Right.
And he doesn't just blow them off and expect them to figure out. He's actually a very active parent.
These are good.
And I'm
men.
like, this is a really good show.
Yep.
I really enjoyed watching that. So, Andy, kudos to you. I think you're a great dad.
And you'll have an opportunity to say that directly to him because he's going to be on my show in a couple of weeks, I'm sure.
Or maybe he'll be
what were you going to say, Steve?
Yeah.
So what was your issue with, I'm looking out, I had to look back. I was like, after like a week, I forget what episodes we do. I think it was the arrogance. What was your
It was arrogance.
issue?
Yeah.
What was your issue
okay.
with
Here's
that
an
one?
example.
So
At one
wait a
point-
minute. Let me front load this. I think at the beginning we were being a little bit jovial and jocular, and I think she
Misogynistic.
mistook some of it. So go ahead.
Well, like
Heather.
in your chat, I put something like, wow, there's a lot of testosterone here.
Yes.
And somebody responded back, and they're like, thank you. I said, I didn't mean that as a compliment.
Yeah. Look.
I do
Steve,
remember that. I
Steve,
remember that one.
let's be honest. She hadn't been there before. She hadn't had a chance to acclimate.
Because that was our. So, I try to test out different segments.
Yeah.
Like we do at the beginning of the segment, I always ask how everyone's week's been, even if you're new. And even if someone like Jeff, who hasn't been on for a month, I'm not going to ask for your whole entire month. I don't want to hear that. Just how your week's been doing. And that it's an icebreaker. It allows the guys to vent a little bit and be like, this is what I'm dealing with and stuff. And then we go into don't be that guy. Those are the simp tweets. We make fun of those guys. And then we try to actually be like, this is actually how you do it. Those are some awkward tweets.
Yeah.
And
I think
it's
that,
Pokemon.
Oh God, Pokemon.
Yeah, I know her. She's my girlfriend.
Oh, fuck, man.
I
Dude,
knew
don't
it.
even
her
joke like that.
$20,000 so far.
We have.
She says I'm her number one fan. You don't understand real love.
Oh, jeez, dude. Fuck, man. No, we have talked about this shit on Geezers. Look, I'm concerned, Boomer, about people that are here for the first time who don't know Geezers. I know you are not a huge fan of Pokemon. You're joking the opposite.
I'm messing around.
I know you are, yes. But they
he would love the tweets. He would love the tweets. And so I did a segment where I was like, all right, someone else did it. I tried to do something new, but I was like, you know what? There's another channel on Rumble now that's they're huge on Rumble. And it's Louder with Crowder.
Steve, I need to interrupt you because Nate is saying, Pacelli, you look like Seth MacFarlane. It's so funny you say that because when I see Seth MacFarlane, I think he looks like my younger brother. And I'm like, so I totally get it. I totally get where you're coming from. I don't see it. I see him looking like my younger brother.
Okay, but you know what? That's cool with me because I happen to really like Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah. Well, the more I listen to him, the less I like him. But he's a good-looking guy, so I can dig that. So thank you. I'm sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
It's his voices, and so I don't like to take other people's ideas, but I was like, you know what? Stephen Crowder hasn't done this in a long time. I'll change the title. And I think it was the arrogance episode we did, which it was an episode needed to be done. There's a lot of YouTubers and a lot of people who have arrogance and like, oh, I'm this and that. I'm like, let's roll it down a few notches here. You're not. I always say this, and I told you, Troy, everyone on YouTube, and I told Mike if he's watching, we're nothing special. My show, I always tell people almost every week, the show is not about me. Even though I'm the creator, host, and everything, it's the people on the panel.
Yep.
It's their show.
I've definitely felt that being on the channel. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a humbling thing. And that's how I approach it. And we did a segment which became a huge hit. I was nervous because we done one where Spot the Alpha. It didn't go so well. And we had Logan Paul, and a bunch of people were like, he's an alpha. I was like, really? It was a rough segment. It was one of the first episodes. We did Hombre or Senorita, and it was pretty much Spot the Tranny episode.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of guys. There's one photo that got everyone. And Andy, who you think looks like Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
In the older, I can kind of see it now. Gary looks like a younger Harrison Ford, Gary Ambrosia, and then Andy Masterson looks like an older Harrison Ford. I can kind of see it now.
Just awesome. I'm sorry. I don't know if he's
I'll
still
tell
here.
his call sign after this part. He is the only one that said 50-50 on this one. And I sent it out to my wife and a bunch of other people, and they were like, that's a really tricky one. That's a really difficult. You can't tell. And I was like, because I did it to where I can hide the throat, where you can't see the Adam's apple.
Right,
that's how I did it.
Huh.
Right.
There's a bunch of guys, and then Canadian Spider-Man DM'd me after. He's like, you just wanted me to play this game, so I felt like I was gay. And I was like,
oh, jeez.
I got
Boomer,
you
need to see that second episode.
I'm gonna watch it.
Check
it's
out.
Fun. It's a fun episode. And then last week it's such a good one. And next week is going to be a really good one. And Andy's call sign, I can say this because I am the host and I didn't give him the call sign, but we all give everyone a call sign, and it's very offensive to everyone. It's not fun. No one's supposed to like it. There was a person who's been on the show who didn't like their call sign, and you can't change it. Andy's is Gray Bush, and he hates it. And Gary told me, I was like, that's it, dude. He hates it. He hates a name. But mine is the worst. It's Short Bus. It's a way to say the R word, you know. I don't know if I can say it on
Steve,
YouTube.
Well, I don't think anyone's going to follow my logic here, but it came to my mind. Steve, I get the impression of you that you're significantly younger than myself and Netter and Boomer. Without, you don't have to be too specific. What range do you think would you say fall in?
Of my age?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm 36. I'm young.
Okay.
Wow,
I figured. No. That
I'm
totally,
the youngest on my show, but
that totally fits with what I was. I figured that Netter and I, and even Boomer, were significantly older than you. That's not a bad thing. It's variety.
Boomer sounds like he's 50. He's 56 years old.
Boomer. Boomer.
What?
Although he sounds like he's in his 40s.
Boomer's younger than I am, and I am
46.
Oh shit! I'd have to do math to figure out how old
I was off by 10 years.
That's fine.
Sue me.
What year is it, dear?
It's
that's not my picture. Just so you know.
What year were you born in?
I was gonna say.
4 minus 1 is
Fuck me if I can do math right now.
You're 53.
Okay, I'm 53. I'm 53 because
Hey,
Netter's.
hey,
I don't know,
you're over the hill.
fucking crying out loud. I'm too drunk to do math right now, damn it.
You can't even do 4 minus 1.
No, not right now, I can't. Not right now.
So when I got married, before I got married, I had no gray hair on my beard. And my wife, she told me when we were dating, she goes, I don't want a guy who's bald, and I don't want to marry a guy who's bald or facial hair. Guess what? She got both of those.
Fuck, she's got both.
She loves it. But every year and a half, I shave this off and I do the mustache. And
sure.
Just to help my skin.
You know what?
Hates it.
You make a great point there. I should ask Netter. I'm going to do it on stream right now. Netter, do you have a problem with my beard?
Not anymore.
She got used to it.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I mean, as Troy mentioned before,
it's not even goatee because I don't even have the mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you call that?
I don't know. I don't like facial hair on my men. Right. Some guys look really great in beards and stuff, and it's like good for them and, it looks great on them. But it's like, for me, it always felt scratchy against my cheek. You're trying to cuddle with me and I'm just getting stretched
cheek.
up.
I don't think she means her cheek.
Within throwing distance, dear.
I know. That's relevant, though.
I meant my cheek.
Okay.
Unlike you, I don't start disclosing personal things. Anyway.
Just saying.
I don't like getting my face
I know, right?
When someone's trying to kiss and cuddle with me.
Right.
And somewhere over the years, you decided to be a rebel and started growing the beard once for an event. It's like you're trying to do a costume or something. And then it became, I'm going to do this for this event. And then it just never went away and you kept the beard.
No, she's absolutely right about that. Because Netter and I do so much, or used to do, before the coof, we used to do a lot of Klingon costuming. I was doing the whole Klingon thing. Oh. So that was, this beard, very Worf-like. But I shave off the mustache because, and I think a lot of my followers know this, sleep apnea. I sleep with the, nose CPAP. So I want a good seal. So I don't want a mustache for that reason. But my gosh, it's been 4 years since we've done a convention. I don't know, guys. Maybe I'll shave off my beard. Maybe I'll for all of you guys that are fans and followers, maybe I'll do a poll task. Should I shave off my beard or should I just leave it?
At this point, I don't care, dear.
Yeah, I know you don't care. That's why I'm gonna.
Now, would you do the full beard thing?
I did the full beard when Netter and I were first dating, and honestly, it bothers me. It kind of itches.
See?
Yeah, it kind of itches.
Well, how far did you get? That's the question. So there's the thing. I had the itch phase where it itches. It itches like a mother.
Yes, it does.
If you get past that, trust me, I go to here. I do my beard down to here, down to almost my whatever it is, past my neck. I have a comb. Look, my wife bought me this comb, this heated comb. She started using it for her hair to straighten her hair. I was like, that's not what you're supposed to use it for. It's pretty much just straighten your beard.
Yes.
And because here's the thing, everyone gets my beard goes out to here. And that's a little extreme. But if I straighten it out, perfect. If you do that, it's nice. Like I gave my brother-in-law a care package for beard stuff. And he's like, what am I supposed to do with this stuff? My wife's like, he knows exactly what to do with it. I haven't done an actual clean shave in 10 years.
Really?
No, I think I had to do it once when I was dressed up as the Ghostbusters. Rick Moranis. I did a whole clean shave thing. I hated it.
Dude,
I felt naked.
until you said that, I wouldn't have thought it. But yeah, I could totally see you doing the Rick Moranis.
I hate it. I hate shaving everything off. I feel like a naked. Ugh. If I go into a bar, if I do a whole clean shave,
I'll tell you what,
I look 17.
If I lift my beard up, if I lift my beard up and put my head up, you can't see it, but I do the double chin thing, so that kind of bums me out. But the
Thank
beard
God I
kind
can see an Adam's apple. All right,
Yeah.
we're good.
Oh, dude, I'm a total guy. I'm a total guy.
At least you didn't dress up as. Have you guys seen the Indiana Jones trailer that I was in?
Refresh my memory because I think I did.
I did. Gary and I did an Indiana Jones trailer for the new movie coming out, and I haven't seen the movie.
Tree thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He went to see it because of the show he's on. He's like, dude, we pretty much nailed 90% of the thing. I was like, no shit, really? Like I was like, there's no way we predicted this.
No, I'm mistaken. Like, I saw you in a video. It was zombie related or something like that.
Oh, that one. That was the birth of Rancor Steve. That was a fun one. But I dressed up as a drag for the dial. I dressed up as Dylan.
with a
My
mustache?
only joke was, oh, dude, I had the mustache.
Yes, I told Garrett, that's the way to do it, man. Netter has done drag. Netter has done drag. If you guys go to Netter's
how does she do? Hold up. I have a question here now. How can a woman do drag when she's already a woman?
Apparently,
because she dresses as a guy with a mustache.
I will drop the link.
She'll drop the link, but if you go to Netter's network, her channel, she's got a list of videos.
Appearances.
Yeah, she and I were both in a video supporting an author who did a video to support his book. I played a couple different roles. She played many roles, including a male role.
Several male roles.
And it was knowing Netter, it's hysterical. Not knowing Netter, you could totally, mistake her for a guy.
Oh, and then there's my other appearance as the Irish nun.
The Irish nun, yeah.
What?
Yeah. Oh,
wait.
Guys, she's dropping the link. Check it out when you get a chance. It's hysterical.
I mean,
I was 100 pounds heavier, by the way, just so you're not confused.
It doesn't take very long. It's literally.
You know what, Steve? Do you mind? I'm going to share this video.
Okay,
I'm going to
hold on. I'm going to put it into
Which
the
one?
chat.
Oh, the one that is. Yeah, you can share.
Yeah, the one that Netter's sharing. Why not? Why not?
I put it in the private
just for
chat.
the hell of it. It's in the private chat.
Yep. I'm also going to put it in the regular chat because why not?
That's not what I want.
Y'all gonna get feisty tonight. Oh, yeah. See, now my voice is gonna come out. I'm gonna do
private
Cosby.
chat.
I'm gonna do different voices.
Okay, give me a second. I gotta. How do I do
And what's
this?
funny is the part I'm playing as the nun. I was rehearsing my lines, and the more I rehearsed them, the more I became Irish Chicago. So it's like start off with because Marcus, then it became because Marcus. Yeah, if you if you take a life, it's still a sin in God's eyes.
Okay, I'm gonna just share my whole screen because.
Make sure you're sharing the sound.
Do you know how? Hold up, Troy. Do you know how technology works? Oh
no, not at all. Hold on a second, guys.
Well, what is that? Gravestone.
Are you guys seeing? Okay, good.
Yeah, you gotta turn on the sound though.
Oh yeah, I'm muted.
Author.
Yes.
That's not me either.
That's not creepy at all.
And actually,
no, right?
The very, very beginning.
There's Netter on the left.
in the very, very beginning, which got cut off when he started it. I'm
Sorry.
the person in front of the safe.
Nah, it's fine.
And then let's see if you can guess who the scary priest is. That was my hand. I was trying not to.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's like I was afraid I was going to pull too hard.
There she
If
is.
you enjoy taking the life of another person, regardless of the reason, you would be murdering another mortal. You would be taking a life that God gave and laid it to waste. And that is the worst sin in God's eyes.
A little bit of our cosplay. Yeah.
That's a little harsh, man. Wow. All
Right?
Whoa.
Whoa, hey, whoa. I didn't ask for none of those glowing eyes.
Buddy of mine that I went to high school with. Honestly, this is a really good book.
He's got 2 out.
2 out. Thanks for indulging us, Steve. This is we haven't talked.
He had the
about
look
this
of
much
he
on
was
our
going to
show.
the bathroom. He's like,
Oh crap! I'm getting a call. Apparently, I'm calling him.
Hey there, Father Cooper. How they hanging?
He's actually a vampire with a soul.
Holy hell.
No, holy hell.
Holy hell. Yeah.
Will you sit down there? They're tied up with rope. Yeah, no. Some kind of webbing or tendons.
We have both books, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember I found the typos in the one?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Find some other way out from down there. It's a hole, Marcus. You don't make it up into the street from a hole. This was a mistake. Are an embarrassment to the church and an abomination to God.
Everybody except for me, because I was laughing that he did that scene and looked back like.
I'm like, yeah, I'm just friggin' acting, guys. Relax.
And I did drop the link both in the chat, because I did drop the link in the chat if you guys want to go back and watch it later. This is called The Keeper of the
I went to
Sins.
high school with both of these guys. They were awesome.
Yeah, it's The Keeper of the Sins, The Left Hand of God. And no, it's not a religious book.
No,
it's
just a vampire story. Yeah.
But he is charged with collecting cursed objects and putting them away for safekeeping.
They send him because he's a vampire.
Right, exactly.
Interesting.
A vampire that works for the
Vatican.
Exactly. Anyway, yeah, just sharing a little bit of what we do, what we've done. I'm actually hoping to get him on as a guest at some point. It could be a lot of fun. But
David Pensek is like, Netter's a nun, look out. You know, the funny part, honey, is that I'm not even Catholic. I was never Catholic.
She never was. Yeah, that's right. I grew up Catholic, Italian Catholic. Netter, very much Protestant.
Mm-hmm.
Almost Anglican, really.
The thing is, though, my mother's from England. My grandfather's Scottish, my grandmother's Welsh. And
that's what I'm saying. Very Anglican, yeah.
So the accents came out with no problem at all.
I'm curious. Did the Anglican Church have holy orders for women or nuns or something like back in the day when it first started?
The Anglican Church has female ministers.
I know they have that now. Yeah, I'm just curious in the beginning what they did.
Oh fuck! I don't know the history of it. I just know now. You know, just.
Yeah, they have.
In fact, a buddy of ours got married in the Anglican Church, and I was like, "No, look, you get invited to an Anglican church. It's like, okay, let me do some research. Let me see what this is all about. Okay, I see what the Anglican Church is. Okay, I'm good. Okay, we'll be there. No problem." Those of you that grew up Christian, look. Protestant, Catholic, Anglican. I'm sorry, they're all flavors of the same thing. They really are.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, and then they set the guy in the bunny suit on fire. I'm just making
Steve,
stuff up.
Steve, by all means, Steve, if you disagree with me, jump in. But
I
I'm
grew up
just
as
like,
a Scientologist.
did you really?
What?
No, I took the test in college. When I was in LA, they had
No,
me take the
yet,
test.
really?
No, okay, so do you guys know who Joel Osteen is?
Yes, I know. We
Heard
know
of him.
Joel.
Prosperity
Okay,
Gospel,
so before I moved to LA to do film, I went on a mission trip
Wait, you
in
gotta back up a little bit. Where are you coming from?
Nebraska.
Really? Okay.
So I
I'm
grew
with-
up in Florida. I grew up in Florida and moved to Nebraska for family stuff. And
I'm with
some
you.
of us were like, we're going to go to Houston, Texas for an intermission mission trip. I was like, all right, that's kind of cool.
Okay.
We go to Joel Osteen. Didn't know we had to pay to go to that church. I was
Natter was a
when
fan
the fuck
of Joel.
do we have to pay for going to church?
I was never a fan of Joel
Well,
Osteen.
kinda.
No.
She dug some of his sermons and this whole thing that he did where he blinked really slowly.
No, he
But
blinked
here-
a lot, very fast, constantly. I'm like,
Okay.
does this guy have
Yeah.
new contacts or something?
Yeah. Okay.
And it was
I misunderstood.
Yeah,
I was never a fan of Joel Osteen,
yeah, it's
so
like I was never a fan of his. I watched it once because it's like he had said something when I was flipping through channels that caught my attention, so I stopped to listen. And then I'm watching this guy blink. I'm like, oh, he must have new contacts. And then I happen to catch him again by chance. Like,
nope,
like
that's
a couple
just how
weeks
he
later,
is.
and he's still blinking. And
Yep,
it's like,
yep.
what the frick is wrong with this guy?
Sorry, Steve. We just
No,
had to,
it's
we had to just
I met
Joel
Joel
Osteen on
Osteen.
you. Yeah.
so I met him, and before I did film, and when I lived in Nebraska, I did a bunch of film stuff, really stupid, independent, like just kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
no,
And I met him. I was like, I didn't know we had to pay to go to this church. I asked the guys, I was like, when do we have to pay this stuff? Like, it's church. I'm not tithing. And I met him, and he shook my hand, and I was like, you know what? This was a great Broadway theater. I got kicked out of the church.
Oh.
To this day, I'm still not allowed to be in the church because I offended him.
Oh
and I'm
my
like,
God.
dude, you're a hoax. And so then I moved to LA, and then I went to Mosaic Church where Erwin McManus went. And
Right.
I was like, this is cool. I like it. And I have no idea where, Joel Osteen, whatever. Yeah, I called him out. I called this bullshit out. I was like, dude. And then like 10, 15 years later, finds out a guy who's working on his house finds like $20,000 in between his wall. Like as he's like remodeling his house, he found like $20,000. It was like, oh, he's been, yeah. I don't trust Joel Osteen. It's, yeah. Those big churches, I've never been a big fan. I like smaller churches. And the biggest I went to, I liked was Mosaic in LA, where Erwin McManus went, that he taught. I bought some of his books. I like his stuff. And then I'm very picky. I like a pastor who's challenging, who challenges you to do things.
Let me real quick ask you a question, Steve. Do you consider yourself to be, is there any denomination that you consider yourself a part of?
Yeah, Scientology. No. I would be more oh, that's what I was gonna get to. Yeah. Dang it. All right. I would be more non-denomination. I'm not a big, even though they're more evangelical, I'm not a big fan of pushing Christianity. That's why on my show I never push. If someone wants to know who God is and all that stuff, cool, we can have a conversation.
It's interesting because what you're describing is exactly the way Jesus was.
Yeah, I hate when people push Christianity down their throats. I'm not a big person who, if some people want to go on the streets and preach God's name, like, good for you. For me, it's a comfort zone. I don't feel that way. If someone, like, if I'm at a gun range and someone asks me about my tattoos, cool. Like when I went to Russia, I filmed in Russia for a month before Trump became president. trust me, I got a lot of flack. Some people thought I was part of the whole entire Russia hoax thing and stuff. I was like,
Here
I'm
we
not
go.
that. I
Yeah,
only
exactly.
filmed for a sports organization that I'm never going to film for because I have an issue with filming for churches and they're abusing that power. I'm like, look, I've done this for 20 some years. I know what I'm doing and I get abused. And I'm like, it's a tough issue for me, but I would
Yep.
love to film for churches. But when I was in Russia, I hate telling my story because it's like, I don't know how to explain it. And people that we went to a prison where a bunch of like a halfway house or something, whatever you would call it. And
Sure.
a bunch of prisoners from Russia who got out of prison and they were trying to get their life on right. They wanted to know my story because in Russia, when you're in a small village, if you have tattoos, you're pretty much an ex-con. If you have a beard, you're a priest. I had both at the time. So they didn't know who I was. They didn't know if I was a priest that went to prison or a con or an ex-con who became a priest. So they're like, we want to know his story. So on this arm is my whole entire life story. That's how I tell the gospel and everything.
Sure.
And so I told that in Russia, and it was comforting. It's like, as long as you want to know, I'll talk about it. When I went to film school in LA, they had the Scientology people do the test thing. Like, if you all have seen the South Park episode of the
Sure.
Scientology, right? We have to put your hands on the stupid shock thing if you
Right.
tell a lie. That's what I thought it was.
The whole auditing thing. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. I thought I could have some fun. I like to troll. I like the drama.
Sure.
I thought this would be perfect for me. So I do the whole thing, and they're like, oh my gosh, like this and that. And I was like, I schooled them. They're like, they did not want anything to do with me after. They're like, look, you have high energy or whatever the crap they thought I had.
Yeah.
All I could say is like, do you know who Jesus is?
Oh,
Steve, do you know you guys are a scam?
I got to share with you, Netter and I, I'm going to share with them the Jehovah's Witness story.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, God, yes.
Netter and I were living in an apartment building. It was 3 flats, and all of us went to church together. We were in a, kind of non-denominational Christian church. And these Jehovah's Witnesses showed up, and they're ringing our bells. They wanted to talk with us. And the other 2 flats either weren't home or didn't engage. They contacted Netter, and Netter's like, Troy, not sure. And I'm like, what's going on here? We're from the Watchtower, and you want to study the Bible? Okay, come on in. Netter, can you get us some lemonade and refreshments and come sit down?
Sure, not Kool-Aid.
And would you like to share some scriptures with us? Or were you looking for us to share some scriptures with you? And immediately, as soon as I said that, they looked at each other like, no, we want to share some things with you. I'm like, oh, awesome. Let me grab my Bible. And they were like, oh, they already knew they were out of their league.
Did you bring up Revelations?
Oh, no, yeah. So no. They started out with the book of Daniel, right?
Oh.
And they start out with, the weeks of years and blah, 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 and all this bullshit. And I'm like, guys, I'm sorry. I'm not following you, but let me share a scripture with you real quick. So the apostles came to Christ and they said to him, Lord, are you about to bring about the new Jerusalem that was promised to our forefathers? And he said, it's not for you to know the times and the dates set by the Father's own authority, but you will know the truth when the Spirit comes in power. I said, guys, I don't follow, this, very detailed stuff you're sharing. I take grace from what Christ said. I don't need to know when Christ is going to return, because the fact is I could die tomorrow. I need to have my shit on straight.
He did not say shit.
No, I didn't say shit. Yeah.
Your act together.
She's right. She's right. I might be a little loose with my language because of the drink, but at the time I wasn't. I got myself on straight with Christ now because I've already dedicated myself. And they were blown away. They had no idea what to say to this. They were not prepared in their, catechism or whatever it is to deal with this. Okay, you're good. Amen. We'll leave you to it. I'm like, anytime you want to come back and study the Bible, they're like, okay, we're out of here. And I literally scared off these Jehovah's Witnesses.
Did you ever get any again?
I saw them the following week. I'm like, hey guys, remember me? And they're like, no. They ran the other way.
You know what? You can go. Okay, so here's something really funny. If there's people that bug you, you can go to Jehovah's Witness and you can put someone's name down for them to go to their house.
Right.
I've done this.
Huh.
They don't look. If anyone who finds me, they've got a bunch of Jehovah's Witnesses. I apologize to no one. It's the best trolling. I had neighbors that would annoy me, and I would send them Jehovah's Witnesses every single day because I'd put their names in there, their address, everything. And they would get pissed. That's how you resolve conflicts. Is you bring them.
Let me real quick. I am not being all preachy with you guys because I don't even really consider myself on speaking terms with the big cat at the top of the stairs. Netter has the faith of a child. Me, I believe in God, but I don't talk with the guy. I've got my issues. That's just me. That's my thing. But I certainly would not judge anyone who has a relationship or lack of relationship, like I said, with the big cat at the top of the stairs. Real quick, if I didn't say hi to Sashi earlier,
you did.
Did I? I should have done because he is... I love seeing Sashi in my chat.
In fact, you admonished yourself because you didn't say hello to them earlier.
Well, good on me.
I thought it said sushi for a second there.
Well, fair enough. Christopher Dominguez, I don't think I said hi. Last call with Troy Pacelli. A question to ask them is what God means to them. That is a good question for anyone who claims to be a disciple, right? That's a good question. John Cipolletta, I'm not sure I said hi to you. Again, forgive me because I'm feeling a little fuzzy. We are 2 hours into the stream and I've had a lot to drink, but I'm having a lot of fun. So thanks all for being here. I worship in my own way to the big guy. I like that, the big guy. Organized religion gets political real quick and asks for money and lays massive guilt trips on you. John, the one thing I would throw out to you is I dig what you're saying. You're absolutely right. Get into your scriptures, read them, because all scripture is God breathed, right? That's what Hebrews says.
Rebuking, correcting in righteousness.
Amen. So read your scriptures, right? That's God speaking to you. And if you are called to obey what the scripture says, do it, right? Overlook Remember, all churches are led by, they should be led by God, but the reality is they're led by men, and men are fallible. So find your conviction in the scripture and follow it. Make sure you have your relationship with God on straight, and then seek your church, seek your fellowship, because the fellowship is important, right? I find myself separated from the fellowship because of my relationship with God, but at the same time, I know what the scripture says, and I'm going to share it with you. Just trying to help.
One thing, one of our ministers, because they would kind of rotate, different people would speak. One of our ministers had said something that always stayed with me, because we constantly hear the congregation talking about, I got to pay my tithe.
Payment.
Yeah. So he goes, I hear this all the time, and I never want to hear that from any of you again. You're not paying your tithe. It's not your light bill. You're making an offering to God. It's a big difference. And it's like after that, people the ones that kept saying, I'm paying my tithe, that kind of stopped. Because they're like, yeah, you're
Don't
right.
do it. What does the scripture say? God appreciates a cheerful giver. He doesn't want you giving out of obligation. If that's how you're feeling, you have to give out of obligation. Don't give. Get your heart on straight.
Well, tithing can also be your time. If, like, let's say you're someone who
you make a great point there, Steve. I hadn't thought of that before.
Mm-hmm.
If you're living the paycheck to paycheck, yeah.
No, go ahead, Steve. Finish up, and then Natter.
No, I'll let Nanny. No, I want to hear what she has to say.
Okay, go ahead, Natter.
Well, something I found out from our accountant is that tithes are tax deductible.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
They are. First time we went to this one accountant that was in our church, because we were looking for someone to do our taxes. He goes,
our church is a 401c, so we can deduct that. Okay.
He goes, so you do tithes and offerings every week? We're like, yes. He goes, okay, how much do you do every week? We told him. He gets on his calculator. He goes, okay, this is how much we're taking off in a deduction, because tithes and offering are tax deductible. And I'm like,
yeah,
cool. So there's a little bit of church trivia for you.
There you go.
Cool.
Steve, what were you going to say?
Church works out great. My wife and I just started tithing, and for a long time.
Do you mean you literally give 10%?
Yeah, we just started. It's something that we've been talking about.
I have nothing to say about that.
But I'm the guy who's like, how much is it going to cost us? But to me, if anyone who lives paycheck to paycheck, which is majority of people, it's tithing can also be your time. How much time you put into charity. And also it's like, if you do charity, if I go help the homeless at the church I'm with, we helped with the homeless, of like feeding them. It's giving your time. Do
you want to share which church you belong to? You don't have to.
Yeah, I'll let him.
That's fair.
I'll let it. Yeah.
That's fine.
And because there's a lot of people don't know the church.
That's fair. That's fair.
But it's, if you give your time, as long as you're not making it like, look at me, I'm looking good. Like, no, if you're doing it because
never let your left hand see what your right hand is doing.
Exactly. If you're doing, like, I hate doing evangelical things, like look, I may have drank enough. If you're just doing it to make yourself look good, that's not how you should do it. If you're doing it because you know what, this is what I feel led to do, that's tithing. You're tithing your time to do things.
That's fair.
That's how I look at it. There's a pastor who told me about that, and I was like, oh, I didn't really thought about that. But I think as you get older, tithing into a church that you're part of, and like my wife and I, we went. This is how patriotic I am. As you can tell, I have the American flag, and I have Chuck Norris behind me with the American
Hoorah!
flag. I am hardcore American. I mean, my left arm is "We the People" and "Don't try like join or die." Like that's me. And
I almost feel okay. Bear with me.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to say, we the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility,
Waiting for him to start singing it.
divide for the common defense, promote the
Now, do the
general
Gettysburg
welfare,
Address.
and promote the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Amen.
You made me sing
Yeah.
alto.
I know you don't usually sing alto. Thank you, Netter.
My wife and I, we went to this church, and on 4th of July, and I don't get emotional. I don't get teary. But anything to do with military America, it hits me. Like
See, no.
I'm a sucker for that.
That's what I
stuff.
mean. You don't even say that, because you do. You absolutely
Yeah.
do. There's something that hits your heart, and that's
Right.
amen.
So I'm standing in this church, and I'm like, all right, we'll go to this church. Okay, cool. And it hit me. I was like, all right, first off, I was like, this is the church I want to be at. And the small group my wife and I are in they're all pro-gun and pro-America. And I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
I am great in this. And my wife's looking at me. She's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah. She's like, you're emotionally tearing. And I was like,
Right.
and it didn't hit me. And I was like, wow, you're right. And she's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. It's because the church that we're at is very pro-America, but they don't push. A lot of churches, they push their ideology of how America should be or stuff. It's the church we're at they're very much not that. They're like, look, we don't care what your views are. If you believe this, cool. If you believe that,
Right.
all right. Like, we're here together. And I told my wife, I was like, this is the church. All right, let's do this. And it's been fun. I like it. It's because they have fireworks that shoot off in the church. And I was like, this is cool. And then I was thinking Mel Gibson going to pop out as like the Patriot. And I was like, come on, let's do this.
Real quick, I want to shout out John Ciboletta. In 1787, I'm told our founding fathers all sat down and wrote a list of principles that are known the world around. The USA was just starting out in old brand new country. And so our people spelled it out. We wanted a land of liberty. You know what?
Is that from Schoolhouse Rock?
Another Schoolhouse Rock.
Schoolhouse Rock. We came from a generation that had an incredible blessing with Schoolhouse Rock. We learned so much that the subsequent generations, you have so much to learn. You really do. You really do.
Well, what's really great about Schoolhouse Rock is that you learn things like, I'm just a bill up on Capitol Hill.
I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. And now I'm off to the White House for the president to sign with a lot of other bills.
It's like
Does
the
that
preamble.
sound like Bill Cosby doing that? Let's be honest.
A little bit. I think Satchmo, but yes, I see
Yeah.
what you're saying. Yeah.
It's like the preamble one saved me during the 8th grade Constitution test that we had to take.
We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty. To ourselves and our posterity do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. For the United States of America. Amen, folks. Yeah. I'm sorry, Netter. I can't bypass that without singing it.
But it was really helpful when we had to take the Constitution test because it was mandatory. You took it in 8th grade. And it's like, I'm sitting there trying to remember the words because you had to fill in parts on this like essay thing.
How many people sang out loud when they were doing that test?
Well, we didn't sing out loud, but it was all, you could see the people doing it because they would be bopping their heads along and doing it. There was a couple of the ones that Schoolhouse Rock did. I don't remember them off the top of my head, but they also helped when I was sitting there going, oh, wait, I know this one. And the little song would go through my head.
That's probably something to put on the agenda, Age of Boomer. We need to do a Schoolhouse Rock.
A rockumentary.
Yeah.
Good old days?
Good old days.
Done Schoolhouse Rock for good old days.
Have we?
Yes.
There's no reason we can't do it again, my friend.
Okay,
we really should. Steve, am I talking over your head? Do you know what Schoolhouse Rock is? Or are you?
I know what School Rock is.
Okay,
whatever.
fair enough. I know you're younger than me, so I don't know how much younger.
I know what you're talking about. The Bill of
Amen.
Rights, everything. Come on, baby. I watched it every Saturday right before recess show.
What? You know what? That was the I don't know what was it government rock or something like that. But they had everything. They had mathematics rock and they had English rock and
lollies.
Lolly. Get your adverbs here. I had no idea what an adverb was if it wasn't for
that song.
Absolutely, that's absolutely true.
Nostalgia.
We literally have them on DVD. Next week we're going to be talking.
I knew it.
Yeah, next week we'll be doing
it on 4K.
Yeah, no, it's just DVD. But next week we'll be doing a stream specifically about physical media. Yeah.
Oh boy.
No, yeah. Next week our guests, and you know what? Honestly, we're past the 2-hour mark, so I may as well start pitching next week. Next week our guest will be Greg from Fanzine. And Michael French of Retro Blasting will be talking about not only physical media, but preserving physical media.
Preservation's key.
Go check out Retro Blasting's channel. He did a video just recently about DVD rot, specifically related to Warner Media.
Yep.
That's what we're going to be talking about. We're a little bit fired up about that. So just saying. Steve, have I missed anything? We've been all over the freaking map tonight, especially because I get less and less disciplined as I drink. Have I missed anything that you wanted to cover tonight?
Yeah, if there's any guys who haven't seen Manorama, I would check it out. You can go to the YouTube channel, Rancor Steve. You can see the earlier episodes, and just skip the St. Patrick's one. That's the one I got kicked out of. I got really drunk on that episode. My producer at the time, he kicked me off multiple times. I got we did a drunk episode of St. Patrick's, and I got
hasn't kicked me out of stream yet, so I think we're doing okay.
I got kicked out, I think 5 times, and I got brought back. Listen, my short bus got kicked in right now. This is why I'm called short bus. I can't.
I'm
do
with
my
you,
words
Boom.
right.
I'm with you, man.
It's if you want to check out the earlier episodes of Manorama, they are on YouTube at
They're
Rancor
on your
Steve.
YouTube channel. You have some great Lego builds on your YouTube channel.
Yeah. So what were we gonna say, Boomer?
Oh, I'll wait till you're done, but I have a question for you before we kick it out tonight.
So Lego built. So there's 2 ways. So some people want to get on Manorama. That's I have to know you to be on Manorama, or at least talk to you, because I'm not going to let anyone.
You don't know. You guys don't know how long I've been following him before he invited me on.
It took me a while. It's finally like, hey, you want to be on Manorama? And he's
who is this asshole? He said.
And then Lego build. It's more of an open. I don't get why this baffles me. It's like people will watch pop culture shows and all this stuff, and okay, cool, but then you start building Legos, and I get drunk on those shows. People like watching them. I don't get it. I really don't. But people find it relaxing to watch me build Legos while I get drunk.
Click.
Dude, I don't get it, but people like it. It's become a huge thing. So I do a show called Lego Build. That's kind of not scheduled because it's just Legos.
It's almost an ASMR kind of thing.
It is. And so Lego Build is based on how much I save up when I can get it, or if I get it as a gift. So there's no real set schedule. Usually I do it in the weekend and I let people know. And it's people who don't watch Manorama will watch Lego Build. I do a cooking with Rancor Steve, where I teach people how to cook, because a lot of people have been asking about that. And then I'm going to do a firearms with Rancor Steve soon. That'll be another show where it's all pre-recorded. I ain't gonna do that live. So if anyone wants to be on the Lego Build, I just hear people talk, conversations, and I'm just building. I have no idea what's going on. I really don't. I'm more pay attention to building things. Like I did the Batmobile and the Back to the Future, all 8 hours. I was like, I can't do this. It took me 2 streams to do those. But yeah, it's Manorama. It's every Tuesday. It's fun. It's
link is in the description below. But of course, Lady V is just so awesome. She's a great hostess. She is sharing the link as well. Awesome. Please make sure you're subscribed, because the last 2 streams I've hung out with Rancor Steve on his channel. He's got a great panel every week. Please check him out on Rumble. I honestly believe Rumble is the future. I'm hoping at some point we will eventually be migrating from YouTube to Rumble, but we'll see.
Anyway, I have a question for our guest.
Go for it.
Before we call it a night.
I plead the fifth.
Okay, no. What is the worst sim tweet, or one of the worst, one that sticks out in your head that you did on your stream? If you can think of one.
Hold up, I got it here somewhere. We just did this one.
So just in case there's anyone who doesn't understand simp, and please correct me if I'm misunderstanding the concept, but simp is a guy who is fawning over a internet female character who because they have no skills in real life.
Do you want me to show here? I'll show it to you.
Go for it, dude.
Here, I'll pull it up. I can't believe I'm pulling this
You
one up.
share something you want me to bring up?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
Oh, what's
Yeah,
going
we
on
talked
here?
about this
What is this?
on Tuesday.
That's the
Oh,
creepiest
no.
one. That's the creepiest one. So
Oh, God.
the gist of it is, this is how we do Don't Be That Guy. We disregard the top
Oh.
one. We go for the comments. And this guy, and
It makes me
yeah.
depressed, actually.
So our goal is to help guys. Hey, look, don't be this way. How do we do a comment that doesn't sound like a simp or creepy? That's the gist of that segment. But that's the worst one.
This
Dude, that
is
one,
excuse
that
me.
kind of sad, really.
When
in
he
my
says
opinion.
I'll drop another 1,000 next
Yeah.
stream, is this
Yes,
$1,000?
I asked this on Tuesday. He's talking about $1,000 fucking dollars.
yeah, it is what you think it is, Boomer.
These guys.
Wow.
So this is what simping is. They are paying for attention from these girls.
I'm wondering, especially with this online stuff, I wonder if this is tied to how someone could become like a gambling addict, if it's a similar kind of.
You know what? I would imagine that the serotonins in the brain, you're absolutely right. It's the same kind of thing. They get addicted to this kind of thing. Look, if I'm completely fair, I think most of the people in the chat know I'm kind of addicted to my wife. She pulls out the serotonins in me. And let's face it, Steve, disagree with me if you do, but I think that's the healthy way to be in a relationship. If you are in a relationship, you are connected that way, right? You have these serotonin responses in the brain that are connected to your wife. You're, not some other random stranger on the friggin' internet. Help me out here, Steve. Am I right?
I think a couple years ago, no, it took me a while because it's when you get married, you get a little comfortable.
In a good way, I think. But yes, you're right.
It's kind of like almost like a roommate kind of thing, and some guys deal with that. And there's a moment where a guy finally clicks, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, my wife is everything." And I'm at the point now where if someone breaks into my house, the first thing is I sacrifice myself.
Yep.
Like protect my wife, I protect my family, whatever it is.
Yep,
whatever
absolutely
I have
right.
to do, that's my job.
Yep.
And as men, it's not easy being men. That's the whole point that I try to put out is it's not being easy being men, but when we get to the point, we have a lot of things that we deal with. And when we talk to other men who give out, like Andy Masterson, he gives out great wisdom, and I learn everything. I learn new things from him every week.
He is awesome.
And,
I don't know if he's still listening here, but the time I've
he's probably
building.
He's probably working on Dylan Mulvaney action figure right now. And then he's gonna send me and Dylan Mulvaney as a package as one.
But
to me,
but as a father and
get
as
this
a husband,
through your head, motherfucker.
He really is life goals, right?
Yeah, that's the whole point. Is if you can get guys who can come on and just talk about, hey, this is what I struggle with, this is what I deal with, and you get some people like, hey, I dealt with this, and this is how we do it. That's what the whole show is.
31 years, Netter has not strangled me in my sleep. I figure I must be kind of doing something right. And honestly, I count on her to tell me if I'm not.
Yeah. And I think when it comes to marriage, a lot of guys, they think, oh, I'm everything in the marriage, it comes down to me. That's true. But sometimes your wife, she got some wisdom.
Yep.
And because guys, I'll say this, and I've said this on
God
my
put
show,
her in my life for a reason.
and I always say this multiple times on my show, guys, we are dumb when it comes to signs. We are dumb
It's
on
true.
a lot of levels.
It's very true.
When
Ask
your
Netter,
wife-
she'll tell you that.
yeah, when your
Not
wife
saying
says,
a word.
"Hey," or your girlfriend, and she says, "Hey, this and this and that," you know, maybe listen to her a little bit. Doesn't mean
Maybe
you have to
listen
listen
a
all the
little bit.
way.
Yeah.
But you know what? She's giving you some warnings. It's okay. Because I know there's a bunch of guys that are red pilled that listen to Andrew Tate or whatever.
Yeah.
All those whole like men can do all this stuff. Women should fully
MGTOW
submit. It's
bullshit.
like,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what? If your woman in your life is saying this, you know
Listen
what?
to her.
How about
Yeah.
just listen a little bit? It's okay. Listen.
And
Doesn't mean
you
you
know
have
what,
to fully
Steve?
listen all the way.
I would also
Yeah.
say to all the women out there, understand that men need you to be direct. If you think,
Yes.
oh, he should understand when I'm indirect and my, my looks and no, fucking tell him directly. Men need to be told directly. Okay,
Yes.
we're
And
not
also
because the level of misunderstanding to the repercussions are just not worth it. Be straight. Don't
here's
fuck
another
around.
thing I'll say this. Women who are watching this right now, if you're dating or married, don't change your husband. Don't. Because
Right?
here's the thing. I'm against the term happy wife, happy life. Because here's the thing. A man will do everything to make his wife or his girlfriend happy. But in the long run, you're making yourself miserable. Just don't force your husband or your boyfriend to change the way you want it to be, because you're trying
Right.
to change it to what you're used to. Just talk to him, be what Troy said, be direct, be like, hey, look, I don't like this. Because
And if
9 out
he's
of 10
open
times
to
the
it, he'll
guy's
be
gonna
open
be,
to
yeah,
it. If he's
yeah,
not, maybe it's not the right fit.
because 9
Lady
out of
V
10
makes
times
a great point here. I'll be direct as fuck till I get tired of being a broken record. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take on the lady's point of view. Yeah, absolutely, guys. Listen to your women. If they say this is what they want, take them at their word, right? And be direct with them too. If you can't be what they want what they want you to be upfront about that. If they say something that calls you to be better than you are, do it. Because they are calling you to something higher, and that's a good thing. That's good for you, and it's good for her.
Because
Just
all
saying.
a woman wants is a man to provide, respect them. And a lot of women will take that as, I want to change them. No, just tell the guy directly. 9 out of 10 times, the guy will be like, oh, okay, you want me to do this.
That makes me wonder, Netter, have you ever felt you had to change me in any way?
I don't think I ever had to change you. Well, it depends on what you mean by change. Do you mean,
I don't know.
Attitudes in
Look, in attitudes, I think we both need to meet in the middle sometimes. But no, I mean what Steve means, like change the very nature of man.
No, it's like, I'd like if you helped me around the house a little bit more, but
In fairness, I don't think you realize how much I do around the house. We've talked about a certain YouTube channel. What is it? It's the help me out here. The what is it? The Dadvocate, a girl that does a very great channel, the Dadvocate on YouTube, who talks about the fact that I don't think women realize how much men do around the house.
Yeah.
And men, you may not realize how much your woman does around the house. She shared a story about how her husband had to go away for a couple days, work related, and it was like 2 days in, and the dog was barking at her because it was starving, and she suddenly came to the realization: every morning my husband feeds the dog, and I don't even realize it. And women, if you've been with your man for a long period of time, you don't realize what he does every day that you don't even know. And men, it goes the other way. You may not realize what your woman does every day that you don't notice. You got to spend a day or two apart before you realize what the hell's falling apart around the house, before you realize how much they actually do. Just saying. I do the dishes a lot in this house.
Sure.
I love doing dishes.
Look, we don't even talk about what our chores are. We just naturally fall into it after 30 years. But the fact is, you have certain things you do. I have certain things I do. I don't even think about, well, I do this all the time and you don't. I don't even think about it. It's just what I do.
Wait. Some years ago, you decided that you were going to do the dishes and you're going to take out the garbage.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just do it.
I'm doing everything else. I clean the bathroom. I clean the kitchen.
You don't know how many other things I might be doing that you don't even realize. If I stop doing them, you might notice.
I'd love it if you cleaned the bathroom once in a while so I didn't have to do it all the time.
Okay, the bathroom is a point of contention for both of us because...
We're in marriage conference.
Folks, let's face it. The bathroom is not something anybody wants to do. Let's face it. Right?
I've been doing it for the last 31 years.
No, that's absolutely true. She absolutely has. But it's true that I'm not going to... If you really want to dig into the nitty gritty, is it absolutely 100% fair? I don't know. But the fact is, you don't know what your partner's doing until you don't have her doing it any longer.
Right.
And then you got to go, holy shit, she does a lot that I didn't even realize. Boy, I've had a lot to drink tonight.
All right.
It's okay.
No. We're gonna wrap. We'll
call
it up.
You an Uber.
No, Netter will put me to sleep. Agent Boomer will help me close out the stream. Steve, have I missed?
I gotta clean the damn bar.
Actually, Steve, Lyft is cheaper by at least $4 to $6.
I have no friggin' clue because I drive.
researched.
What?
Lyft is $4 to $6
Lyft is cheaper
than
you Uber apparently.
Oh, I have a method of driving. You close one eye. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. I have double vision, so I can close one eye and I'm good. But
close my eyes.
If I'm drinking
with
at
that
night, I don't. If I'm going
double
out to the bars,
vision.
if I go out to the bars, I hang out with friends who are close by. They drive me home. Drink responsibly, guys. That's all I gotta say.
Yep.
That's all.
Yep. Never drink and drive, folks. Look.
Yeah.
Even buzzed. You're not drunk. You're buzzed. Don't get behind the wheel. I have never gotten behind the wheel when I.
Do you know why I pulled you over? I don't know, but your eyes look pretty. Don't do that.
I was in high school. I was coming home late from work. I got pulled over by the most beautiful female cop. She's like, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" I'm like, "Nope, but I'm glad you did." That actually got a laugh out of her, and whatever I did, I didn't get a ticket for. Just saying.
Oh man!
Get a warning?
No, not even. Steve,
the phone number.
was there anything
Yeah.
that that I didn't cover tonight that you wanted to mention? Again, guys, the link for Steve's Rumble page is linked below. Lady V has been sharing it out all night. Make sure you're subscribed to him. He's got a great stream on Tuesday nights. Check it out. Steve, was there anything we missed tonight?
No, I think we covered it all. I know we're gonna get into a lot more tougher topics. I like to do about 3 weeks of 3 episodes a month of tough topics and just us
Good.
having fun. And those are the ones that a lot of people are like, this is not me. And I was like, so when you do like serious topics, it gets on us. It's like, man, we got to talk about this. It's a little depressing or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I like to let the guys have a little fun. And usually they like to bag on me.
I would argue, men, check out Manorama on Tuesday nights on Rumble on Steve's channel because it'll make you a better man. Women, check it out as well because it'll give you a vision for what your man ought to be. Just saying.
I agree.
Especially check out the last episode because they're doing a lot of parenting talk, and it was a really great show to listen to.
See, it's exactly what I was saying. So that also brings me to Age of Boomer. Did I miss anything tonight that you think I should cover?
No, I can go over what's going on during the week though, if you want. Or
we'll get to that in a second. Let me double check with Netter. You need to rein me in because you know I've been drinking tonight. Did I miss?
You forgot an extra shot,
right? Exactly.
Considering how much you've been going on, I don't think you missed anything.
Fair enough.
We just need to do the upcoming week.
Yes, we will. So
and we can let our poor guest get back to his own wife.
I know. We have kept you well over more than a half hour than we said we would. So thank you so much for doing that with us. So yeah, Boomer, what do we got coming up in this week?
All right, so tomorrow night, Saturday night, I believe it's going to kick back to Netter's network. Is that right?
Nope, Big L.
Oh, Big L. Okay.
Tomorrow night, yeah.
And what will he be watching?
Gorgo.
That's right, Gorgo.
A British
giant monster.
Kaiju. Yeah.
With special guest Evelyn Hampton.
Oh.
Our Klingon admiral. So she deserves the respect. So hopefully you tune in tomorrow night. We will, as always, host the movie on off platform so you can watch along with us if you don't have it yourself on physical media. But yeah,
all right.
Tomorrow night, Gorgo.
And then Sunday, we have Deleted Scenes has his Western Cinema Presents, and the movie will be The Revenant. That'll be at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then later that evening, the official pre-show of Geeky Geezers will be unscripted, where title is called The Oscars, and then parentheses, Not So.
Yeah, he's got some things to say about what was nominated for the Oscars this year. So that should be
Holdovers was good. Maybe they'll give it to that, but maybe not.
What do we need to be talking about on Geeky Geezers?
Geeky Geezers, it's the Sweet Baby Inc. episode. Everyone's talking about it, so
I'm going to do a little bit of ranting. So you guys that really enjoy me, losing my shit, tune in on Sunday. Absolutely.
Also some in remembrances, and we got some other stuff to talk about too. Oh, Dakota Fanning talking about Madam Web and basically just admitting that it was not Dakota Fanning, Dakota Johnson. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was confused. Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
And then we have The Other Side of Midnight will be on there, and that'll be the post-Oscar special at 12:05 a.m. on. I guess that would be a Monday. Yeah.
Right.
Then on Monday, he'll have his Mr. Movie Night at the Regal Cinema as well on Deleted Scenes channel. But then going to Tuesday.
Hold off on Tuesday. I've got something for Tuesday, so let me play that.
Well, let's do it.
Was it seduction or illusion? Deception or murder? Nothing is what it seems in a town like Twin Peaks. Starring Kyle MacLachlan, Michael Onkean, Laura Flynn Boyle, Sherilyn Fenn, and Joan Chen. And now you can fall back into the mystery, or begin your search for the first time every Tuesday night with a new episode hosted by a panel of superfans. Watch live for the audio commentary. No one is innocent in a town like Twin Peaks.
My goal is to thank you very much. My goal is to do something like that for all of the streams that we promote on our channel.
You don't think Andy is innocent? Kind of.
You know, good point. Good point. He is probably up there. It's interesting because as I said that, I was thinking about Dale Cooper, and I'm like,
no.
Nope.
But he admits to it.
Yep.
He'll say, yeah, I messed up.
And we will be talking about that when in between season 2 and 3, we will be talking about his audio tapes to Diane and his authorized biography. We will talk about that in the future on Tuesday night on Deleted Scenes channel. Make sure you are subscribed to follow along with us. That will be it's been a lot of fun. They have been some of the most watched streams on Deleted Scenes, so make sure you join us on Tuesday nights. What's next after that, Age of Boomer?
Then
wait a minute. Also Tuesday night, Rancor Steve. Make sure you are subscribed to Rancor Steve for Manorama every night. Pretty much, if you watch the Twin Peaks stream with us on Deleted Scenes, immediately after, jump over to Rancor Steve on Rumble.
Sounds good.
Do we have anything on Wednesday? Nothing on Wednesday right now.
Not this week, no.
Thursday
over on Netters Network, my guest for I almost said retro cinema for Thursday things will be Jedi Bill.
Jedi Bill has contributed so much to our channels, to Deleted Scenes channels. He's good people.
He is. Now, I am looking for guests for Thursday things. Currently looking for, let me see where I'm at. I am booked. I'm booked up to April 11th. So April 18th and beyond, if you've got Thursday free.
That's the thing about Thursday things. If you have a channel you are trying to promote, Netter wants to promote you.
It has to be your own content on your channel, and you're trying to actually grow your own channel. So if you are interested, you can DM me on Twitter. You have to follow me first before you can DM me, apparently. Or if you just go to my channel and you go to any of my Thursday Thing episodes, my email address is listed in the description in any of my Thursday Things. You can email me and say, yeah, I'd like to do whatever Thursday. But in the header of the email, so I know it's not spam, put down Thursday Things in the subject line of the email. And then in the body, make sure that you give me your YouTube name, because I'm sure it's different from your email address, so I know who you are.
Yep, absolutely. Real quick, I want to say hi to Wildcard Arts and Entertainment. Thank you so much for being here. I hope I earn your subscription tonight, as well as Wildcard Arts and Entertainment.
Sin is here. Hi, Sin.
Yep, I was getting a Sin. Sin is awesome. Make sure you subscribe to her. Hello. I am away from home right. Wow, you are joining us even though you're away from home, but was able to tune in right as you guys were wrapping up. Hope everyone is doing well. Sin is a huge contributor to the Deleted Scenes channel. She's got the whole Monday thing. I know she is out of town. Please, right now, while she is out of town, and she may not necessarily be streaming as often as she wants to, subscribe to her, like her videos, show her a lot of love, just to get her through the couple weeks she's out of town. That would mean a lot to me. She's a much bigger channel than I am, so she's someone I respect a great deal. So, thank her for us. Yeah. So there we go. So that's Thursday on Thursday Things, Netter of Netters Network, which brings us to next week. I already told you guys my guests will be Greg from Fanzine and Michael French from Retro Blasting. We will be talking about DVD rot. Okay.
Ooh.
I am constantly talking about physical media.
Own physical media.
Yes, own physical media, but be mindful that there was a period of time where Warner Brothers really effed up, and they turned over their physical media to a company that kind of cheaped out. So if you have any of the DVDs that fall into a certain category within a certain period of time, you might want to check them out and see if they still play for you. And you might want to replace them. And we will talk about what we can do about that next Friday, which brings us a week and a day to Netter of Netters Network. What is retro cinema 1 week and 1 day from today?
It is a movie called Darkest Hour.
Darkest Hour. Yes, you can expect that I will have a thing or two to say about that because it is a historical film, a very good historical film. And I will talk about
Gary Oldman.
In the Gary Oldman. Yeah, Gary Oldman, not only showing his acting prowess, but his ability to transform physically.
Fantastic makeup job too.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman playing Winston Churchill.
Yeah.
It's a great film. A lot of historical accuracy. I will point out any historical inaccuracies, but I would say they are relevant to the medium of the storytelling. So we'll enjoy a great historical story a week and a day from today on Netters Network. Please join us. It's good stuff. So that is the upcoming stories. Am I missing anything? Everybody just jump in and tell me if I missed anything. I am feeling real fuzzy right now, so it's very easy for me to miss anything I should cover right now. No? Okay.
You can give us your opinion on that, Glenn, whatever it is you're drinking.
Okay. No, Netter was waiting for me to chime in. So this Founders Reserve, which was slightly cheaper than the 20-year Glenlivet, there is a little bit of a vanilla flavor to it, and I kind of like it. So given a choice, this is probably what I would stick to. So yeah, Netter, next time I go for Glenlivet, remind me to pick up the Founders Reserve.
Alexa, add Glenlivet Founders to the Benny's list.
I've added Glenlivet Founders to Benny's.
Thank you.
There we go.
Good on you.
She's so helpful.
She is. She really is. Okay. Now that you've brought that up, let me real quick. I'm going to go to Tubi because there is a film that I watched on Tubi. I hope I can find it. Dude, help me out here. Back up. Tubi. What was it? You know what? Unfortunately, Tubi doesn't have a it doesn't have like a history, like what you watched.
No.
Let me see if I can find it. It was
Brokeback Mountain. We know.
it was a video about
You just get it.
Dude, I don't know if he heard you.
No, I'm
No,
pretty
he didn't. Look on his face.
Give me a second here. I'm looking. Okay, here we go.
Oh.
Okay. It's a movie called from 2022.
Yes.
The Artifice Girl. Artifice.
Weird title.
Artifice Girl. It is about an emergent AI. Very, very interesting. I think you would enjoy it. Check it out if you get a chance. It is on Tubi, so you can watch it for free.
Sounds good.
I shared it with there's a community of people that are huge fans of Alita Battle Angel on social media. I shared that with them and said, while you're waiting on an Alita sequel, check this out. You might enjoy it. So there you go. Wait, what the fuck is this? Hold on a second. I'm in Virginia. It's 1 a.m. here. The town I'm in is known as Dave Matthews and numerous breweries. Okay, fair enough. But then you say, Brokeback Mountain was Heath Ledger's finest work, I heard. And I don't mean acting. Dude.
Oh man.
Because he didn't hear.
Dude,
you didn't hear what I said.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Said he was looking for a movie, and he's
yeah.
I'll pass on Brokeback Mountain, guys. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd have to be really drunk, and Netter would have to push me to watch that movie, and chances are neither one of us wants to watch that movie.
It is a great romance
Brokeback
movie
Mountain.
to Titanic.
Yeah, see?
It's a great romance movie to Titanic. That's all. I can't say.
Don't even get us started on Titanic. Neither one of us wants to watch Titanic.
It's like there was way back in the day, we had a friend that was very gay, and he wanted Troy to watch a gay movie, and Troy's like, I'm sorry, but I can't see how one guy can look at another guy's Harry butt and see heaven.
That's true. I did say that.
It's like, and I'm sorry, I have no desire to see two guys getting it on. That does not look like heaven to me.
That is the big difference between men and women. Men will watch lesbians all day long. Women, no, we don't want to see gay guys. No,
it's weird.
No, that's really disturbing and awkward.
I don't know what to tell you about that, Netter. I just,
Anyways. So...
I know. Boomer's like, okay, Troy, move on. Let's not get in trouble here.
I had to pick the weirdest movie possible when he's like,
Structure
like the movie you should watch. I was like, Brokeback Mountain. You didn't hear Troy, but everyone else did.
I can't quit you.
Now I'm gonna send you gifts of Brokeback Mountain.
There you go.
Fuck that shit. No.
That'll be your call sign, Brokeback Mountain.
Oh, dude. Okay, fine. Whatever. Whatever your thing is on your show, that's fine. Oh God, that's just ridiculous. What does Sin say? I personally don't want to see anyone getting it on, to be honest. Couldn't totally do without any of that in movies. We don't need a demonstration. Yeah, look, this is the point that I've constantly brought up. We have so many of these snowflakes saying, oh, you have such a problem with, same-sex couples kissing in public. Da, 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 da. It's like, dude, no. I don't want to see, men and women kissing in public. There are certain things that you should not be doing in public. I don't care if you're man and woman, man and man, female and female. take it home in private. Do whatever you want.
Now I think
it doesn't belong in public.
Now I think of that scene from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Remember, take a picture. Remember that?
Take a picture; it'll last long.
Oh,
well, you shouldn't be doing it in public. Screw you, asshole! No, absolutely true. Yeah, that's the other thing, Steve. We do on my channel. I do every Thanksgiving. I do a rewatch of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Just cause it's my channel and it's what I do.
There you go.
Okay,
I do Die Hard. So.
Die Hard, yeah, I dig it. I totally do. I had one stream with Big Al Presents with the whole debate about whether it was a Christmas movie, and we totally got into it. And the fans were like flipping out. They're like, Mom and Dad are arguing, and it's like, we're just doing a bit, guys. Relax. It's not a big deal. You know, we do disagree, but it doesn't matter. Neither one of us gives that much of a shit about it.
Yeah.
Steve, last words.
Yes. Don't be a simp. Be a man.
Amen.
If you don't know how to be a man, watch Manorama, because
they'll get
link in the description below. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Boomer, any last thoughts? Any last words? Anything I missed?
No, I think we got everything. But like I said, stay tuned to all our channels. Join me and Troy for Geeky Geezers on Sunday, and it'll be a fun time. We'll have a good old days. Actually, it ties into, unfortunately, the sad death of a Japanese artist. You may have seen it. We'll talk about it on Sunday. Yep.
I got that news to you before the mainstream media even picked up on it.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Netter, you want to take us out?
Of course. Well, you know what I always say.
I do.
Please make sure that you are subbed to every member of the panel, as well as every member of the chat. And if you think you're subbed, please go back and double check that you're still subbed, because YouTube likes to take away those subs from us, and that's just really sad. And you don't want us to be sad, do you?
Right.
I'm making a sad face right now. You just can't see it. And with that said, we can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well good and fun. But it is so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat, and you're dropping your comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room, enjoying each other's company and having a great time. And you guys, you know you're not just our friends. You are our family. We love you guys, and we appreciate you so very much. And I'm not just saying that. I'm totally sincere when I say this. And I know I say it at the closing of every show, but it holds true. At the end of every show, at the end of every day, you guys are our family. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for encouraging us. It's like, you guys are just so wonderful. So thank you again for being here. And I hope you have a really great rest of your weekend. And God bless.
She's spot on there. I hope you guys understand that if I missed your comments, especially when I have a guest on, it's very difficult to follow the comments sometimes. Please don't feel slighted. You guys are all super important to us. Thanks so much for being here. One day maybe, if I get enough watch hours, I will be monetized. You can drop the what do they call them? Super chats and the super thanks and whatever. That makes it a little bit easier. But in the meantime, please don't feel slighted if I miss one of your comments. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And join us for the next stream. We mentioned everything that's happening in the community, but otherwise, we'll see you on the next one. Take care.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.